got Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram.
Hey, it's Monday, April 14th. Listen, look at your sorrow, light it up, flash anthem. Good vibes. We're having a great day today. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We got the one and only Pat, Jira, and we have also Corey Adams starting out this morning. Pat, you want to give a little run? Camera today, get it fired up. Let's see if he's good at it. Oh, coming at you. We don't know if he hit it or not, but it's still online. So, yeah, so here it is. Wonderful Saturday. It's my birthday week, so
Is it?
feel free to leave
birthday
comments
this week?
on my birthday week. But, it's great turning 50.
It is. You don't look a day over 70, Tim, so
I'm doing good.
we're excited for you.
Good.
Any plans this weekend?
No, not really. Just a couple things going on. That's good. Yeah. No. Corey, welcome to the studio. Corey Adams. He's from Paradise
Corey
Lights.
Adams in the house.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome.
Welcome, Corey.
What's it like in the studio first day here?
It's well, I struggled a little bit to find it. I was like, for sure, I knew where it was at, and then I was freaking out, thinking I was gonna make it. But it's super cool. Yeah, I was blown away. I saw the podcast studio in the back, and pretty awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun in here. I mean, it's a good time. One of our big things is we want to have a place where people can meet the community, people can learn about businesses in the community, and we can also have fun doing it.
Do
So,
push-up contests,
yeah,
and
we do.
cold plunge contests
I know,
in the studio.
Okay.
Sound like a good time?
Yeah.
we talk about it, but we got to have one, though.
Well, I'm going to set up the cold plunge thing
Yeah.
because someone wants to sponsor and bring in the cold plunge. You know, Pat Dearborn and Blake Becker are all about cold plunges, so I'm gonna set that up.
Just
So
see-
don't yell at me when we're doing a cold plunge contest in the studio and someone potentially dies.
I think we just heard.
Ah,
You
shit.
mentioned that name. So that's a big no. But
Damn.
we give him a day off today.
1 minute in.
1 minute in. You mentioned Pat.
Yikes.
Hey, those who didn't know, Pat Dearborn is Pat Jira's crush, I guess.
Man crush.
Man crush.
Kinda.
I think maybe full crush. I don't even know if it's a
No.
man crush anymore. I'm getting a little nervous about you.
You know Patrick Dearborn, Corey.
I do.
Oh, wait. There it is again.
It's-
Air horn again.
I definitely won't say it more than 3 times.
Is it
I
like a
promise.
push-up or something every time you say his name, or what's the?
No, Tim just slaps me
Just
later.
a little air horn. No, we love Pat Dearborn. Don't get it wrong.
Do you though?
Pat Dearborn, we gotta love him. Morning, Kev. Morning's up. Kevin's up
Kevin,
early.
my
working.
guy.
What's up,
Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin's always working.
Mike is up and going for it.
Mike Valdez.
The one and only, the lovely
Michelle.
Jen Mitchell. Gotta love her.
Oh,
She's
good
so
morning.
awesome.
Good morning, Jen. I was
Thank
just
you,
texting-
Jen, for the happy birthday. The 50 is 50 is good. 50
No,
is good.
he's 5-0 in another sense, not 50.
Former 50.
5-0.
Yeah. Then we got welcome Michelle. Gotta love Michelle from Self Fit. Everybody's on today. Get everybody here. We want a lot of comments. We want to push it hard. We've got some big names coming in on the show. People
Got
are
a busy
wanting to get
show,
on.
full show.
Busy show.
It's gonna be musical chairs revolving. It's great. It's you know, it's one of those things. When we started the Politic and Jira Larry Love podcast, like the first 4 or 5 episodes, I'm reaching out to people. Hey, can you come on? Well, let me check my schedule. Then got to a point where blessed enough to where people are reaching out to us, want to come on. I have a full list right now of people that we need to get on. But same thing with the 239 Live. The first couple weeks, month, we start, hey, can you come on? Yeah, I'll see. But now it's gotten to the point where people are reaching out to us to come on the 239 Live, which is absolutely humble. And so we're running a week plus out now, Tim, for guests because people want to join in. So we're excited about that. And today we have a full show. Wednesday we have a full show. Friday. And today we got Corey Adams. I know what you're trying to do, Tim. I'm going to hop off for a sec so I can get rid of that sound.
Yeah, so you don't have to like hop off right in the middle of the show, Pat. But yeah, that's okay, buddy. Don't worry about it. I think I just shut it off, put it on pause. But yeah, Pat's got his computer, but we want to put up a little bit because Paradise Lights.
Yep.
We got Corey here. Paradise Lights is now a sponsor of the show, and Paradise Lights does holidays. They do outdoor lighting, and I can tell you. Yeah. Christmas is a big one, but just Christmas or you do other
landscape lighting?
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Lighting,
yeah.
Anything outdoor lighting, pretty much.
Can you put some lights up on the studio?
I could.
That would be really easy.
I could do it.
I don't know
really
if you know
nice.
this, but Tim still has his Christmas lights up at the house. He follows the Lehigh Acres tradition.
I mean, I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and they still had their Christmas tree up. So
some people do that. Some people keep it up all year round.
I think
people Good morning, Meredith.
This way, Tim always finds his house, so you just make sure all the lights are up.
Yeah, so when you live in a community, a gated community type of thing, where you got like we call them track homes, the houses look similar. It's good to have a couple Christmas lights to know where your house is when you arrive home. So that's always good. But no, tell us a little bit about Corey, a little bit about your business and what you do. And you just told me this morning, which was really neat, that Corey, how long have you lived in Naples?
Since 21, we moved down here and basically
COVID, basically.
Yeah, right after COVID, we moved here from Kansas City. Actually, kind of blindly, honestly. I never had ever been here.
Really?
Sold a business. I did Christmas lights in Kansas City, and we owned a small, I guess, kind of a CrossFit-esque gym, and sold that for like a little bit of money, and loaded up our truck like the hillbillies and drove down here, and here we are. I mean, didn't know anybody, not even a Facebook friend. It was kind of crazy, but we love it. It's
well, welcome to Naples. Welcome to the community. I know you're getting involved in the community.
Yeah.
And, so we're absolutely excited to have you on the show. Also as a sponsor on the show, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Helping us out. We look forward to helping you out.
Yeah. One thing to echo back on Corey's is he said that he's very interested in getting involved in the community.
Yep.
Yeah.
And listen, this is what the 239 is all about, getting people involved in the community. If there's things we can do to help out folks in need, basically businesses and also nonprofits. So that's one of the big things we're here for. And we want to really get the word out because there's a lot of people in Collier County that have great programs that we don't always know what they do because the word is not getting out. So having that there is good, but being involved, getting in the mix of things here in Collier County is good.
You missed the barbecue in Kansas City?
Yeah, that's about it.
That's
the
about
Chiefs.
it.
I mean, I know a lot of people hate the Chiefs, but I mean, it's
just tired.
It's where I'm from. So yeah, the Chiefs, the barbecue. But
have you found a good barbecue spot in Naples yet?
Yeah, I like Mission.
Mission's good.
Mission's good. There's a place right around here, Black Eyed Pig, right down the street.
Yeah, they're pretty good too. Yeah.
Those are probably my two favorites, but I like Mission the most. But it's
we're big fans of Mission Barbecue too. Shout out to Joe McDonald, the GM, and Beth Haley.
Yeah, they're awesome, wonderful people.
Always take good care of us. Yeah.
People. Yeah. So yeah, good morning. Thank you, Eloy. Woo! Hope everything's good with you, and thank you for keeping us all safe in Collier County, Chief.
It's gonna be a birthday week for you.
Yeah, it's a birthday week. I kind of like the birthday week, but as you get a little bit older, you tend to say, "Hey, listen, it's birthday week, but don't make such a big deal."
Yeah,
you just announced it on the show.
Well, I didn't have a choice. I mean,
you deserve it, buddy.
I'm looking for gifts.
We're gonna spoil you this week.
No gifts. But no, it's fun to have your birthday,
Absolutely.
And I think
because you never know. I mean, not joking, but you just never know when the last, it's your last one. So you might as well enjoy them. Yeah.
Hey, when you
not that you're going anywhere, Tim.
When you get up there a little bit, you're kind of like, hey, I'm just glad to be here today.
Absolutely.
Wake up every morning. So.
What's been your favorite thing about the Naples community and since moving to Naples, Corey?
I mean, I think coming from the Midwest, I don't know. I love the beach. I just love, I mean, that's part of like kind of what I'm looking for. Is like, I've been here for 4 years. It's my home. It's where I go to church. It's where I do life. But I just want to get more involved. Coming from kind of a smaller town atmosphere, I was like looking for that. And I don't know. I think sometimes when you're busy trying to build a business, it's easy to, just focus on your business. And then, you start looking, I was like, man, my friend groups and those people, other entrepreneurs, you just, the community, it just seems that's one of the things that was attractive to you guys, was just you guys all seem to support each other, and that's what I'm looking for.
That's how we roll. Yeah. And you've been involved in our men's Bible study.
Yeah, that's how I got connected with you.
Who's in that group, Corey?
I think
I can't say
gonna say the P word. Patrick Dearborn.
Yeah, Patrick Dearborn's in there. Yeah, Patrick Dearborn. We caught Pat a couple times this morning, but I told him before the show that we're going to give him a couple days of reprieve. Right. So the only time we're going to pull that out is when it's when it's needed. We feel that he says the name too many times. We're going to pull that out and say, hey, listen,
reel me in a little bit.
If you say Pat Dearborn today, you're going to have to either do push-ups, you have to give us money, or whatever. Probably ban you from the show for a couple of weeks. Probably wouldn't hurt your feelings.
Go on sabbatical. Take a sabbatical.
Yeah, no. But real quick, too, what we want to do is we always take care of our sponsors. And we have a couple really good sponsors, a couple people that we just call family. And then, obviously, now we have Corey as our family. But one thing we want to do is make sure we take care of our sponsors. And without further ado, let's go ahead and just take care of the one and only.
Let's give a big shout out to our show sponsors, Becker Custom Builders. Blake Becker and his team are always about luxury design, top-notch quality, and giving you the best experience imaginable. Becker Custom Builders are experts in building your dream kitchen, bathroom, or even making your outdoor kitchen area a reality. They will take your plain house and make it into a cozy, welcoming home. So if you're looking to upgrade your space, Becker Custom Builders is the only place to look. They've got you covered. Blake and his team have whipped up the studio in no time, and it's looking great. Remember, contact Becker Custom Builders.
Yes, they have been great over here at the studio, building the studio up. We've got a lot more we want to do. I think now we might even have somebody who can, put some fancy lights in for us. And we can always give them credit for that.
A little light show.
Little backlights, little light show. I think that would probably be pretty good if we get a little something.
Bring a Christmas tree in.
Yeah, I say we could probably do, the Christmas tree. We could do all kinds of neat things. Yeah.
So much room for activities.
Activities. But yeah, we have a lot of, we try to do some activities here on the show, which I think is fun. Because it keeps it lively. Want a lot of comments, a lot of things. Please, on the bottom, put what you did this weekend. We want to know for comments. Please let us know what you did this weekend. Please share the show. I think that's important too. And
definitely
then
share,
the information out. Yeah. So
give it a good share. Yeah. Shout out to Kevin. We were at the event for Derek Carlson, the fundraiser that he did at the open house, which is really cool. Great food. We had Danny. Don't call me Papa. The DJ actually called him Danny Poppy.
Danny Poppy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
He was there
do.
painting.
It's easy to do.
Yeah.
For sure. But no, he's a great guy and does a wonderful job.
Yeah, and got the pop-up art exhibit coming up next Wednesday at the Becker Custom Builders showroom, featuring Massoon and Danny Papa, music, hors d'oeuvre. So definitely want you to come out to that, and everyone's welcome to come out to that, as well as you, Tim. You probably won't go, but
no, I'll probably go. I try to go to as much as I can.
Next Wednesday, 6 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, I try to go to
Becker
as many events
Custom
as I can.
Builders showroom.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Blake the Builder.
Blake the Builder. Corey, let me ask you a couple questions. So tell me a little bit about your services, what you do. I know you do not just lighting for the holidays. You do lighting for residential homes, things like that. Give us a little rundown on what you offer. Yeah,
sure. We do landscape lighting and pool cage lighting. So those are kind of what we do. A lot of people ask us that, what we do. We're not doing holiday lights, and that's it. So we do residential, commercial, landscape lighting and pool cage lighting. So we do a lot of the up-down lights that you see on people's pool cages, and they're dimmable, color changeable, really kind of an awesome asset to, your pool. Because a lot of pools are lit, but the cages aren't, so it can look really dark. And so those are probably some of my favorite things to do, just because I enjoy mine so much at my own house that I know I'm always excited when people get them installed, because I know how much they're going to enjoy it. And then, Yeah, holidays. I mean, we do Christmas lights, and that's basically 5 months out of the year. It's kind of a strange business because we start putting up in late September and don't finish taking stuff down until February. And it's just kind of a wild, crazy, stressful business. And we also do interior decor and, Christmas trees for residential and commercial people. And it's just a crazy business.
You do anything for Festivus? I celebrate Festivus.
Remember
Seinfeld? No.
We'll do pretty much
anything
for anybody if they want it. I mean, we'll do Easter lights, whatever you want.
Whatever,
I mean,
birthday lights for Tim. Maybe we could do
you
light up
name it,
Tim's
we'll
house for his
Light
birthday.
up my house. Yeah, no, that's good.
What's the price range on something like that? I know it's depending on square foot, the size of the home, but
yeah, right. So
some people are wondering,
what something like that costs. Yeah, it's one of the first questions people get. I would say, we have a minimum starting for like residential, usually around like $1,500, and that will include us putting up the lights, taking down the lights, storing the lights, and maintaining the lights. And that's also one thing that's really difficult about Christmas lights is the maintaining of lights. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you call and say, "Hey, Corey, I got one bulb that's not working," we'll drive over there and, screw it in or fix it or replace it at no additional cost. If you have lights that go out or, breakers are tripping, things like that, we're responsible during the holiday season to get that working. And so all kinds of things can happen with water and outlets and rabbits. They chew on wires and it's just, that's probably one of the more stressful things about it is the unpredictable.
How many employees do you have?
Full time, I have 2 that work for me, like off season. So like right now I have 2, well, technically 3, if you count admin, but then during the season I could be up to like 12.
It's busy.
It gets wild.
Yeah, no. We'll come right back to that too. I want to just big shout out to Jen Mitchell's got a lot going on with Autism Collier. We had a great discussion the other day about what that all was, and then they had the an FC Naples game, so much fun, and of course Lauren Maxwell. And she's an FC Naples sponsor. And, of course, you got to watch the Masters. And I think we had a big winner. I'm trying to remember now who got it. Who that was?
I don't follow golf.
Yeah. Who won the Masters?
Yeah, who won the Masters?
Rory McIlroy. Yeah, it was a playoff. It was great.
I ran into him at Mercado a while back.
Did you?
Yeah, when he was down here for a golf tournament.
Yeah. Probably at the that was I didn't get to watch the end of it. I got to kind of just listen to it a little bit off and on my phone. Yeah, but that was pretty neat.
I watched it. It was a great ending. It was great.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. Real quick, I want to know when to put my Christmas lights up. When is?
Tell them
please,
September.
Please
get a couple months out of them.
Please in the comments.
Squeeze them, Corey.
I would say
what's too early, what's too late. Everybody in the comments, tell me when to
you can take a guess.
I think the day of or after Thanksgiving is the perfect time.
Too early for
that's everyone, right? Everybody calls us, I want it up the week before Thanksgiving. And you're like, I mean, everybody would say that if they could. But honestly, we'll start doing commercial end of September.
Okay.
And some residential, we'll even discount sometimes if you let us put it up in October. And the way that we'll do it for residential is we'll hook it all up and we'll run it all to basically a timer that's just ready to be plugged in, and you click it on, and I mean, hopefully you don't have issues, but if you do, we'll come back and fix it. But most of the time it's ready to go and people turn them on. But yeah, I would say if somebody's looking for Christmas, this is probably like the public service announcement. I would say is it's really. I mean, I'm doing 2 estimates today. So we're doing estimates all the time. But if you do truly want to get it up before Thanksgiving, it's much better to call now because we have a lot more time to come out and actually do an in-person estimate and actually take our time instead of just kind of quote it during the season off some pictures. And I mean, not that we won't be accurate, but it's better to do it sooner than later, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like December 1st. That's pretty good for me. And then so we got a few people have different day after Halloween, says Jen, of course.
Day after Halloween.
That's an early one.
That's a popular time.
Your mom goes after Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. As soon as like, it's almost like as soon as Halloween's over, it's like the next day your phones start blowing up with it. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody kind of thinks the same time. So then all of a sudden we get overwhelmed with with calls, and that's every Christmas light company, honestly.
Sure.
I mean, in town, that we're all getting those calls. So the sooner the better. That's what I'm saying.
And okay,
Go ahead. Yeah.
And so, how do they get a hold of you, Corey? If they someone wants to get an estimate, get ahead of the game, or just wants lights for whatever particular reason?
Sure.
Talk
So
about
I
how
mean,
they can
we're
find
on
you.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Paradise Lights FL, kind of for Florida. So Paradise Lights FL on TikTok, on Facebook. We do a lot of, stories and things like that with it, and our website, paradiselightsfl.com.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, that's great. And the thing about it is the older you get, the less you really want to be jumping up on a roof. You know, it's like,
yeah, for sure.
I had a buddy fell down, and he's like, he thought he was good, and then he busted his knee out. Next thing you know, but he got lucky because he fell off a roof.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't tell anybody, but I put a ladder to get to the ladder, which is not good.
To get to
the peak.
And
it's like, this is not smart.
This is the stuff I don't tell my wife. Yeah, the scary
stuff
that's not, I mean, we don't run into that as much here in the Midwest because of the way the houses are there, a lot more ranches and stuff here. So that's different, but the tile roofs, they're so hot.
Yeah.
So that's also another thing that you're just, it's hot here anyway. So that's kind of the beauty of having someone do it for you. Money aside, having somebody be able to make them look good, put them up, take them down, store them, and maintenance them, and you just get to enjoy them. So that's the beauty of our service.
That's good. Good stuff.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you sponsoring. We'll make sure we get the information out there. You'll be a regular on the show, and look forward to working with you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna ramp it up. Make sure to give Paradise Lights, give them a call. Get your lights up. Get them up early. Then
call.
all you have to do is just switch them on. Thank you so much, Corey.
You're welcome,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Thank you.
Corey.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good. So, Patrick, when are you gonna put your lights up?
I have lights going on in my head right now, so that's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, you got lights going on in your head. A lot going on.
A lot going on. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay afloat.
I mean, I didn't even say anything. You got a little bit of a later start this morning.
I did.
And you get a little bit of a later start, but that's all right. We got up and running.
Yeah.
We're live. We got a
busy
lot of
weekend,
people
busy
on right
week.
now.
We do appreciate. Make sure to comment below any questions you have, Christmas lights, anything, and then we got Mr. Benn Villa.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
In the house. You're behind the mic today.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ben,
finally,
look at
right?
you, man. Look at you, Ben.
Finally get a little shine. Yeah, you're always behind the scenes.
Yeah, Ben's here.
What's up,
Ben,
man?
Ben is the one and only, a little bit famous here in Naples now, doing all his videos.
I would say more
Nice.
than
I
a
don't
little
think
bit.
even a little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
I used to be infamous, but now,
Yeah, no, we like
join the
that.
club, buddy.
Right.
We're on the other side now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we got having Ben in the studio is always a good thing. Give a little shout out to Ben right there, Ben. So is this the first time you came on our live?
So yes,
Yes.
this is the first time on a podcast. Period.
Really?
And you guys have been, talking to me about it.
Come
and,
on.
And
John Huffman hasn't got you
John
on
has
his
asked me to go
podcast?
on.
He's
and-
gonna get the bug. He's
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
the
Well,
fever.
well,
He's gonna get the fever now.
you guys kind of cornered me the last time I saw you guys, and
Just want to make sure you have something to say too, and we want to get you behind the mic.
a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me come on, and
Kevin
I
Wilkinson
figured it was time.
Kevin Wilkinson, Ben is the man. Yes, he is.
Kevin,
Kev.
thank you, man.
Yes,
What's
he
going on?
is.
Yeah.
What's going on?
A little bit about Ben.
Yeah.
If don't mind myself, Ben does a lot of very good video photography.
High
There's
quality.
there's levels in Naples. Like I can shoot a video, I can do some things. Pat's really good as well, but Ben takes it to the other next level. He offers his services, gets out, gets it about. He's very involved in the community as well. He kind of runs really hard with the one and only John Huffman. He goes to a lot of events with him and does a lot of that behind the scenes type videography. So if you need anything as far as videography goes, we want to make sure you understand that Ben is definitely a go-to guy, and he'll definitely take care of you and make sure that whatever he does is going to be first class all the way. And a little bit about Ben, good-looking guy.
Hey, let's go.
V-Image, www. I'm not supposed to say that, right?
You just say V-Image.
It's vimagefl.com. Let's do that.
vimagefl.com.
Yeah. So Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you got going on, Ben, and some of the projects you've done and some things.
So, gosh, I've done a lot of projects. I've been shooting video and photography, I want to say, since 2012. And it's really kicked off 2019, 2020, right in the beginning of 2020, end of 2019. And, God's been blessing me ever since. I've had a couple mentors, John Huffman being one of them. And,
shout out John Huffman.
There's an attorney in town that's really taken me under his wing in the very beginning. Shout out to Jim Boatman. Thank you for.
Yeah, Jim's a great guy.
A good guy. Yeah.
Jim's a great guy.
Nice.
And ever since then, it's just.
I think Jim Boatman introduced me to you, by the way.
Yeah. A while ago. Yeah. And ever since then, it's just been going 100 miles an hour, shooting video, really trying to perfect my craft, and I know that's the way the world works now. Everyone wants video and promotional content for local businesses, and that's kind of what my niche is creating social media content for our local businesses around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do a great job doing it. What are some of your favorite things to shoot?
So I love anything power sports.
Okay.
Motorcycles, muscle cars, anything that's got to do with power sports, jet skis, absolutely love it. I love to go fast and just.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And tell us a bit about your background and how you got into.
So I've always had a creative eye my whole life, and 10 years, maybe 2012, 2011, someone had given me a camera. I, never picked up a camera before. Always had a creative eye. Started learning to use the camera. Learned, just to operate it. Went out to the park. Started shooting, random stuff. And a couple just came up to me and said, "Hey, how much for portraits?" And that's when the light bulb just went off, and really started to perfect the craft. Learned everything that I could for like the following 2 years.
Yeah.
Watched every tutorial, that you could find online, and really, put my head into it and really learned everything, and then started to market myself. But I really wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing before, I started to market myself and ask people for money. Saved a little bit more money to get a second camera, and the rest is history.
And a lot of people are going to wonder what type of cameras.
I started off with Nikon. At the time I wasn't, aware of Nikon, Sony, Canon. So I started off with Nikon, and I've invested a lot of money into the glass and bodies. I want to get some Sonys because I do a lot of video, and I don't want to make all you Sony guys mad, but I do want to get some Sonys eventually. So, but yeah, Nikon is what I've been shooting.
If you could shoot one music video for a particular band or artist, who would it be?
Ooh.
50 Cent.
What's that?
50 Cent.
50. That's a good question.
50 Cent.
I'm into country, man. I'm really digging country right now. Maybe Morgan Wallen. Yeah. I'm kind of digging his style.
Yeah, no, it's good. So good friend of mine, former business partner, Sean McGrail, his son, his nephew. I think I showed you the video before. Great guy. He's doing some video out in LA, shooter.co, and just super good video. But to get yourself in and around, you have to be versatile. And talking to him, just a great kid, young guy, young man. But one day you could be shooting country, the next day you could be shooting hardcore rap. Jake the shooter, Jake McKenna, he's fantastic, does a great job. But I guess when you're shooting, you might shoot things you don't really love, but you learn to put yourself in that position to be able to do it.
So speaking of which, you probably don't like John Huffman too much, but you have to shoot him. So now John Huffman is in the house. Shout out John Huffman.
John's my boy.
How'd you get hooked up with John?
I saw his content years ago online, and I saw that he had that charisma behind, in front of the camera. And I watched, I was like, dang, I would really love to hook up with him and create some content for him. And then he has seen some of my work that I've done for other people, and we were both kind of looking for each other at the time, and then we eventually found each other, and then boom, it's been a bromance ever since.
John's the man.
John's
the man.
Yeah, it's really cool because he lets me create his content for his construction company, his motivational speaking stuff. And he's like, just go with it, your style, however you want. I trust you. Just create that content. I just want it to look good. And he lets me get as creative as possible with his stuff. And
just lets you go, huh?
Yeah,
Trust you.
Pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark is saying I need to step up my game with 7-Eleven. Listen, if you really understood how our morning goes, we just get through it.
We're just trying to freaking...
A couple extra phone calls this morning to Patrick to get him out of the crib. But Tim, he was good. He was good. He was game on.
Tim, what'd you see at 7-Eleven this morning?
So I pull into 7-Eleven on Airport in Immokalee across from Sam's Club.
Shout out to Rohan.
Rohan over there. Go see Rohan in the morning. Tell him that the 239 sent you. But I see this rooster, not a little rooster. I'm talking a big rooster, an Immokalee rooster, if you know what I'm talking about. And it's standing out there, and it's like screaming at the top of its lungs. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm like, I get up in the morning. I'm like, is this? Am I seeing this on Airport in Immokalee Road? So yeah, it was kind of funny. So a big ass rooster, first thing in the morning. Am I seeing things? It's been a rough weekend. I had a good time. I went up to Tampa to a friend's birthday party. My friend's son's birthday party, and it was a long weekend, but I didn't know if I was seeing things this morning. But yeah, no, it was good.
Same here.
It was good.
Wild it's a good way to start your Monday morning.
Yeah,
rooster crows. It's crazy up there, but you don't see that normally in town. So, and it
unless you're in the Estates or freaking somewhere,
or maybe over by Popeyes and Golden Gate. It could be over there. Yeah, they'll be running around the back.
Well, I think they cook them.
Yeah, a Meredith Carr likes a little bit of Morgan Wallen.
Let's go.
John Huffman.
Is Morgan Wallen, is that a country singer or what is that?
Morgan Wallen's a damn good country singer.
Country singer.
Yeah,
I don't follow country. I don't know.
I mean, that's at least I know who 50 Cent is. At least I knew who 50 Cent is. But no, it's all good. I enjoy like all types of music.
Yeah. So do I.
What's in Ben Villa's playlist?
So
I always like to ask people.
Of course, I like hip hop. I grew up to hip hop, but
what do you like for hip hop?
Back then, it was just like a lot of East Coast stuff, Biggie and
Nas
right, Nas. But now, I love '80s rock.
Yeah.
Of course, the country and some of that '90s rock too.
So you got a diverse playlist.
Right.
I can see that.
Does the playlist come to you like it does me? Like some days and sometimes in
the
morning
feel
day?
Yeah. You gotta feel it.
I'm driving down the road, especially by myself, and I like put on the country, and I'm like, I'm good to go for about 3 hours. And I'm like, all right, let's try something different. Go a little bit more. I go to Nashville, of course. When I'm driving to Nashville, what am I playing? I'm playing a little country. When I roll in there, I'll be ready to go.
When I want to go fast, put the pedal to the metal. I'll throw on a little AC/DC action.
Yeah. So throw up there. I know Meredith likes a little bit of old school country. Jen, if you're still on, tell us what you like. Jika, tell us what you like. I mean, I don't know. We know what Patrick likes.
Who's your favorite artist of all time or band?
I like old school Van Halen.
Van Halen, that's a good, yeah.
But I like all that Aerosmith, Van Halen, Guns N' Roses. Right. All that was really good music. As long as I know what they're saying, I'm pretty good with it.
Well, last week he had a 50 Cent playing in his.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. And not only did he have 50 Cent playing, he had 50 Cent Heat playing, which is one of the most aggressive 50 Cent songs.
Was he singing to it?
No, lyrics? But he was vibing. He was holding his own.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But what happened to me is, okay, so please let me know if this happens to you. I've got Sirius Radio, right? So after the year is up, I got it for like $6 or $7. And then after the year up, they hit you with the hard bill, right? You're expired. Your plan expired. So I called them on the phone. They tried to get me down. I played a little game like, hey, no, I don't want it. Of course.
Are you negotiating?
Yeah, pretty much whatever you want it for. And I finally said, no, I'm good. And she said, okay, click. So now my series is gone for a little while. So we'll see. We'll have to renegotiate a contract with them at some point. But
so now it's nothing but CNN and Taylor Swift and Tim Taylor
Swift. I can see that. I can see it.
Just kidding.
The Bee Gees.
Yes,
Mom's got the Bee Gees.
Yeah, she loves the Bee Gees.
Little Tom Petty.
Tom Petty, yeah.
Shout out to Mike Randall and Rosemary. They hooked my mom up for when the Bee Gees tribute played at the Naples Hilton for her birthday.
Oh,
so she got to see the Bee Gees tribute, which was
awesome. Yeah, and
they're cover band.
Not the real one, the cover band. They're
so
really good though.
Too. Yeah, they're so good.
What did Jen say? We got to work on you. If you, I can't do country. I know it's
just throw it for a little while every now and then. Just touch it in there, because I mean we're open to some of your crap. So we might as well do it. Old school country, not into crying.
There's a lot of like remixes of country that you could find online too. Yeah, that they're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Meredith. The old school country, like you play it backwards, you get your car back, you get your dog back, you get your truck back.
There's still a couple songs
your girlfriend back, your wife back. Yeah.
There's some songs that are still kind of the same vibe. They just sound better.
It's good.
A little bit more modern. They sound better.
You got any events coming up that you want to?
Any events? Any events? No events coming up. I've been helping John and producing and sponsoring his events. We got more coming, and definitely watch out for that. Awesome events, for these entrepreneurs and business owners, and anybody that wants to go out there and lead. Got a lot of good information from a lot of good guys, John and Derek Carlson.
Shout out Derek Carlson. Yeah.
Shout out
great
Derek
guy.
Carlson.
Learn a lot.
My broker,
learn a
by
lot.
the way. My broker.
So we got more of those coming up. We got some dates that we have to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's what I got.
Keeping you busy. What's the typical turnaround time for you when you go shoot an event?
So when I do an event, it used to be, anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, but now I'm just doing so much where I'm out there shooting a lot. I'm trying to get a team together where they're taking over a little bit more of the shooting.
Yeah.
And the editing. Editing's
fun, isn't it?
That's where all the footwork is
people
at.
Some people have no idea, and Tim can attest to it too.
I mean, a lot of people,
they
funny.
see a 90-second clip and they think you're just spitting it out.
Right?
Hey,
I just need a 1 minute video. And I'm like, but to produce the 1 minute video, I'm looking at these cameras, all these lights. There's a big process.
You got to get the right scene, the right reaction time. Yeah,
and then the editing time is where all the footwork is at. I wish I could just put those files in the computer and hit enter, and then boom, it's done. But
yeah, I wish it were that easy too, my friend. Yeah, I know that's where a lot of time is spent. Right. John Huffman said, "Let's talk mental health." So I'm assuming he's plugging a mental health event.
We got another. What's the date again, John? We have a Let's Talk mental health event coming up soon to help men and young men deal with mental health. And I know that's a big issue out there, and a lot of us don't like to talk about it.
No, but something that does need to be talked about. I'd love to get involved with that with you guys as well.
Right.
So,
and a lot of people don't really. Yeah,
I actually spoke last week at a DLC at the psych ward. So. Something that I'm passionate about too, so I'd love to be involved with that.
And I think you told me when you finished with that, you found your space.
They checked me in after. Yeah.
Well, no, just that you found it was a good spot there. But a lot of people don't realize that at one point, and I believe it still may be, the Collier County Sheriff's Office jail is the largest mental health facility, I think, besides David Lawrence Center.
Really?
So again, that correlates, right?
Yeah,
mental health,
1,000%,
crime, things like that. And I believe we in Collier County, the reason why we're always number one with the least crime in the state of Florida, as far as being in a populated area versus maybe way up in the Panhandle, is because we do a good job with it. But I will say that it's something we can always do better and definitely a big thing. So
John said it's May 24th at Destiny.
May 24th.
Destiny Church.
Destiny Church.
And then Meredith said, Pat, I'm surprised you don't like Jelly Roll. His story is amazing.
I can't stand Jelly Roll.
What makes you so
angry
about him?
I just don't like him.
The music?
Yeah. And I know why she probably said that. Well, because a lot of people are like, you should listen to Jelly Roll. Or I'm surprised you don't like Jelly Roll because it's a lot of it. It's about recovery that he sings about, but just not my cup of tea. But
I guess I'll just start saying that about 50 Cent.
50 Cent?
Yeah,
50 Cent.
You guys say
not my
50.
cup of tea. Just won't play it.
He was that morning.
Yeah, I mean, I did it for you.
Thank you, Tim.
Sometimes you have to kind of
take one for the team, right?
Yeah, and kind of open your eyes and
expand your horizons.
Yeah, expand your horizons. But no,
JT Thompson,
and yeah, JT, there you go, JT in the house. But I wanted to just shout out to John Huffman. We apologize on Friday we couldn't make it. We wanted to be at that event. That was So John, just give you a little rundown on John. John does these workshops in Fort Myers and Naples and throughout the community. Strong supporter of what we do here at the 239. I'm a strong supporter of him because I knew him at a time where it was a little bit different. He has done wonderful things for our community. Yeah. He's got the gift to preach. He's got the gift to convey his message. And, we really, if you get a chance to go to one of his workshops, definitely get there because it's people from the community. Derek Carlson, Pat Dearborn, Lauren Maxwell,
Bryce Lawrence.
Ben does, outstanding
Kevin
work.
Wilkinson.
Yeah, Kevin, all these people, and they're really doing wonderful things in the community. And they're not just about getting up there, listening to trying to, have people listen to them and talk. They're about building the community, making it better. And the whole group has just done amazing things.
And it's a great community. I love the community that we're building there.
Yeah,
absolutely love it, and we're there to support each other.
Absolutely,
and we're in group chats, and any questions you have or need, you need to talk to anybody. We're all there to help each other out, and iron sharpening iron.
Iron sharpens iron, and you're there to capture it all and do a great job of capturing it. So it's super cool. John just wanted to remind you, don't forget, you got a 10:30 meeting.
You got that 10:30, John. I'll be there.
Yeah, it's up. Yeah. I got to pull that phone away from Pat. You can do all this stuff up in there, Pat.
I can.
So one of my favorite
favorite
things I like to do for John is film his sermons on Friday.
Okay.
So he preaches on Fridays, and I get to film that and get to put that out there for him.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other exciting things that you've been able to capture.
So one of the coolest things I've done is the undefeated Miami Dolphins. They had a 50th anniversary 2 years ago, and they needed a video to play at this 50th anniversary. So I got a chance to interview a lot of the players. They were sitting around a table. They're just talking amongst each other, even their wives.
Where did they do the event, the celebration?
They did it in Miami.
In Miami?
Yeah, and put together a phenomenal little mini documentary for them.
Really? I got to check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you guys.
That's pretty cool. Who were some of the people that you interviewed that really stood out to you?
Oh gosh, I forget.
Don Shula, probably.
Yeah. Well, no, not Don. He
Coach.
Was Larry Zonka.
Larry Zonka.
Yeah, Larry Zonka.
Who else was Nick Benekai?
I'll have to send it to you. Yeah, and even their wives. We were at. They were just talking about what they had to go through during those times. Come to find out, these players weren't getting paid a lot.
No, not back then. No.
Yeah.
Some of them worked jobs in the off season and had to work second jobs, which is crazy to think about now.
Yeah, they had little retirement. It was the retirement. A lot of it was tagged to how many years they played in the NFL, and they got a certain percentage. And so some of those players did not end up with all the money as you see these players now get, and it's just different times. So yeah, for sure. Meredith shouts out there a little bit about teen suicide. This is a big one. Been down the road personally in my own life. The sheriff's office does a great job. It's called CIT. They go out to homes where they feel that a suicide could occur if they get called there. So they do what is called a mental health evaluation and decide whether or not that person needs to get some help or assistance. But yeah, so and they can actually direct them to go to David Lawrence Center or take them there. So yeah, that's a big thing, and it's so important. But,
nice.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
No, absolutely. And Collier County Sheriff's Office does so many great things, and blessed to have them in our community, especially when you live, other places. You really realize how blessed we are to live in Naples and safe community. Harvest, Kevin Wilkinson, yeah.
Yeah, we have a little game we play, and I don't know if this goes way back.
Is he already gone?
Game we play. Does everybody?
Is that for me?
I don't know, but just let's go back real quick, and we got it here. But yeah,
are you a football guy?
I used to be.
Maybe you can participate in this game.
Yeah. So
if you win,
So what we do is you have a chance. We want our viewers to write in a player that's played in the NFL since, let's go from 1995 and up, played somewhat first, second string, or back and forth, who has played, and Pat will actually let you know what college that player came from. So it's pretty cool. And Pat, I think only 2 people at this point have beaten Pat in this game
so far,
and some of them were questionable, but it's very difficult for me to to watch him win and be successful.
That's hard for you.
It's very difficult. Yeah, because I'm just
it's hard for me too.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to win and be successful too.
God, thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. God bless you guys. It's kind of stuck there in the.
Do you want to throw one out there, Ben, about a player you could think of?
I can try. It's been so long.
Okay, I'm gonna have to move this down a little bit because we got
Bob Greasy. So I know his son went to Michigan, and I'm thinking that Bob maybe did Bob Greasy go to Miami? University
I don't know.
Miami?
We've got
or Michigan. Oh, he's from Miami.
From Purdue.
No,
Jen,
Purdue. Yeah, that's right.
Bob Greasy, Purdue.
That's right.
Jen jumped on that one.
Jen's a Boilermaker. Purdue grad.
Yeah,
Matt Goodwin's bringing his golf clubs in the studio.
He's got show and tell. He's got show and tell going on. He's got a little camera going. Bob Greasy, is he a Boilermaker?
I forgot.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That was a good one. Knowing Jen's on.
I mean Purdue hasn't produced much in terms of sports talent, Jen. So Bob Greasy is one of the few guys that they've produced.
Yeah, no, that's good. Meredith jumps in there and says, Officer Pratt. Yeah, Tim Pratt. He came out and helped you out at her house, and he's a great guy. So, just big shout out to the sheriff's office again.
Absolutely.
But yes, Purdue Boilermaker, Bob Greasy. I don't know.
What did you want to throw out, Ben?
Tony Romo.
Oh, there's a good one.
I want to say Eastern Illinois. Or is it?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
I want to say Eastern. It's one of the Illinois, but I'm not sure if it's not Northern. I want to say Eastern Illinois though.
Eastern
That's
Illinois?
a good one because I think he was an undrafted free agent.
No, we don't know. I want to fire it off because you got to know it.
I know it was an Illinois school, but I'm like 90%.
Western Illinois, maybe? Eastern, I think it's Eastern.
Oh my God, you got it.
Got it.
Good job. Good job. The air horse. The air horse for somebody.
Trigger happy.
Yeah, a little trigger happy. We got Matt Goodwin in the studio.
Goodwin
That's why I made
house.
us a little bit trigger happy. I'm going to take it over to, we'll take a little peek over here on the up on deck. Matt Goodwin, getting ready to do it. Look at that, Matt Goodwin, ready to go. Got camera.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'm going to do a little.
There you go. Back on him. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, so good one, Pat. You got it.
Every now and then, even though little.
If you know of a player, go ahead and shoot it up there. Jen's got some more stuff. Allstat, Breeze, Greasy, Leroy. All from.
I did that to fire her up. Very well aware. Rod Woodson. Hall of Famer, went to Purdue. Mike Allstott, remember him? The fullback for the
Rod Woodson,
a big boy.
Yeah, Rod Woodson went to Purdue.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, ex-Steeler. And obviously Drew Brees, too. He was pretty decent.
Who from Naples High School went there? Naples High School kid that I coached went to Purdue for a short period of time.
Yeah, they have a few talent. What happened in the national championship game last year when UConn played Purdue, though, Jen, in college basketball? Just asking for a friend.
Just asking for a friend.
Purdue's a good school. Purdue's a good academic school. I actually been on that campus. It's a nice campus, too.
What about Edrin James? That's easy.
Edrin James. So let me tell you about Edrin James real quick. Mockley High School.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the best Collier County athletes of all time.
Yep.
Went to the University of Miami. Then got drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, 5th overall, Hall of Fame running back. But the backstory, no, I'll leave it alone. Shout out to Edrin James and the James family.
We got to get Edrin John.
Edrin every now and then pops up. He watches a little bit of Politic and Jerry Larry Love. I'll see that Edge watch some of our clips, which is pretty cool.
Actually,
Hall of Fame running back watching.
He's really good because every time I get with him on Instagram, he's like, "Hey, call his assistant," and I make some phone calls, and it usually just we're back and forth. So we just got to get it set up. So
and one thing
Edge.
One thing with Edge too, like he really manages money really well, and he's got multiple businesses, and he's still crushing it. So big Edrin James fan. Went to the University of Miami, even though some people said he was going to go somewhere else. But
we had some.
We could probably clear that up one day.
Well, we could probably do that. I think he did tell me that. Maybe at the time he didn't know, but he did. He did tell me when he was going to go. But yeah, let's go. Dan Hurley fan, but was a great team. Would have been beaten 9-10 times last year.
That was a ridiculous UConn team. They didn't lose. They beat everyone by double digits in the tournament.
How about our Gators this year, though?
Yeah, Florida, University of Florida is the first school to have 3 football national championships and 3 basketball national championships. That's an interesting stat. Yeah,
nice.
And
speaking of Gators, Matt Goodwin.
Yeah, Matt Goodwin. Baseball phenomenal.
Are they?
Basketball.
Yeah, basketball they've won 3. Football they've won 3.
I think baseball they've won. If anybody knows, just put a shout out how many baseball national championships.
Chris Brown would know that.
Yeah.
Big Gator guy. What are we talking about here? Got to talk about the Nico at UT. I don't know what
that one. I'm not sure, Jen.
We
got to have Jen on.
Jen, come on, Jen.
The most knowledgeable person.
I'll reach out to Jen after.
Yeah,
and,
we got to have you come on.
I know she's busy with
fun. Yeah, you got a lot of autism. Call your work going on. Good stuff. Always very knowledgeable. Oh, also, I must add that Ben, if you're doing any type of political work, I don't. Ben's not into politics. I don't think at all much, but he helps out with the video. He does a great job with that. And if you are into that, he helped me out with immensely with some of the video of
your stuff
and my stuff too. So yeah, that's all real good.
Ben does great work.
We appreciate it. Yeah, it's so funny though. Ben can come in and I like to talk about this is people don't realize with social media, Ben can come in and he'll take just a short piece of video and make it seem like it's in a different world it was taken. I'm like, where the hell was that taken? Because Ben's so creative and he takes the angles and takes the approach just so much differently than what you see a perspective eye.
Who's your favorite director, movie and music of all time?
I want to say Christopher Nolan. And I love his stuff.
Okay,
he did the Interstellar, the Batman trilogies. Phenomenal movies.
Okay,
absolutely phenomenal. As far as music directors, I don't know too many. Like
you know too many. Like you don't remember like Hype Williams.
Hype was good. Hype was good.
Matt knows. Matt knows some music directors. I bet some.
Not by name. Yeah. Hey, listen, we grew up in the 90s where everything was shiny and they're dancing in front of the...
and you had Making the Video.
Right.
It was a big series in the 90s and 2000s. Right. 30-minute segment how they made that video.
That was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. Jesse Torero, who did a lot of 50 Cent stuff and now produces his shows as well. Talented director.
That's your guy,
That's
man.
my guy.
That's your guy.
Look, Susan jumps on. There's no better than Ben. That's good.
Oh, let's go, Susan.
Let's go. Yeah.
Shout out to Susan.
Yeah, Jen's talking a little bit about, I guess it was a holdout.
A holdout?
Tennessee. Yeah, let's see here. Held out the night before the spring game for $4 million.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's ruined high school and college sports. What's one music video that comes to mind where you were like, man, that was really well shot? Is there something, or one or two?
The music video I shot.
Yeah, that's.
I shot one for Craig Campbell.
Oh, okay.
He's a country music star. But as far as other music videos, gosh,
just like something that's just like that was shot really well, or that was ahead of its time, or nothing kind of. I'm sure if you thought about it, something would pop up. But yeah,
I mean, there's plenty of movies that I absolutely love, but
what's your favorite movie that was just from a cinematic standpoint, the way it was shot and directed?
Right, I love Interstellar.
Yeah,
love it. Love how it's shot. Love the story, the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite movies. My favorite trilogies is the Indiana Jones. You know, absolutely love those two. Yeah, even the new one.
Animal House. By
Animal
far
House.
the best cinematic of all time. Animal House.
That was good. That was good.
That's like
So
That is a
random.
classic. That's a classic.
Was that before your time?
Oh, way before my time. Yeah.
You haven't seen it? You got to see it.
That's what's his name, Belushi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen black on my phone.
Pat's
I've
like
seen it.
forgets like there's a camera up this way.
I know. I'm looking at there's comments.
I know they're all
coming. You're
coming
not
down.
keeping up with all of them.
I've got them all.
Make sure
Every
everyone
single one.
gets
You just gotta
shouted
look
out.
'em up
You
there.
didn't put
Yeah.
Sharka's good
I
morning.
did
Oh,
actually.
you did?
I
Okay.
did. Good morning, Sharka.
Well, we'll let Ben run because Ben's got to meet with the one and only John Huffman. So we'll let you run, but we appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you having
Ben,
having
thank
me
you
on
so
the
much.
outside.
Always
It
good.
was a lot of
Always
fun.
welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a lot of big stuff coming up. We always want you involved with anything we got
Always.
going on, and yeah, that's good.
Thank you, and thank you
Good
for
stuff.
watching, everybody.
Thank you,
And,
Ben.
yeah, we got you. But Ben's always around. Ben's involved in a lot of stuff. We got
Matt Goodwin.
Matt Goodwin coming up. Matt is multi-talented.
Matt's always got new toys.
He's got new toys. He likes toys. Also cameras and stuff like that. He's big.
I don't know, Corey. I don't know what's going on.
He's big into all that stuff. Matt,
Good morning, guys.
Headphones?
Headphones. If
You know the drill. Come on,
I
Matt.
haven't been
You
here
know.
live yet.
you haven't been there live.
You haven't been to the live yet,
It's my
but
first time.
Yeah, Matt.
putting
Look
these
at
on.
Matt Goodwin, Esquire.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told you, you give your guest the short chair or the one with the hydraulic lift that doesn't work. I always feel smaller.
Well,
than
no,
guys.
you just got to.
Not
Well, I
that
always
much
stand
taller
because
than me, but-
I can't sit.
Oh, you're standing. Okay.
I stand.
All right.
So
Well,
I'm really about.
to
if I stand, I'll tower over you guys. So
Yeah, maybe we should get like a couple
maybe
high
I should
chairs.
stand
couple
so
high,
I can look
high
Tim in the
chairs?
eye.
maybe a couple high
a
chairs
booster,
for
maybe.
for people like Matt. Just
Don't
to-
get me wrong.
just
I
twist
do
her up
look
just a
up
little
to
bit.
Tim,
You want a
but I
booster?
prefer not to look up at him.
It's good like this though, right?
I like
Let
it.
me
Yeah.
tag Matt
And,
Goodwin.
and it's
that's
so
right.
funny too because you got Patrick who he knows there's a camera
Patrick,
there, but
stay seated.
he should just have.
I was just tagging Matt.
You should
I
just
can't
have-
stand because
yeah,
I
he
see
is
you're
pretty
It's
all
off
tall.
the sign. They
He is
didn't
pretty
they
tall.
didn't make
Yeah.
this for you.
Yeah.
yeah. The sign. You blocked the sign out. Yeah.
Matt Goodwin in the house.
Good morning.
Yeah,
It's
Matt
great
Goodwin
to be
in
here.
the house. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about how you know Matt, Tim? Because you guys go
Yeah,
way back.
Yeah, we do. Matt is
Like
a really good
15
friend
years?
of mine. We've known each other it's been since
12
2015.
15.
Yeah, 15. 20, wow, that's a long time. It's been
It is
a long time. We met each other over at our office over at the Regions Bank, and it's Regis office. And Matt had just kind of moved into town.
Just moved into
Yeah.
town.
He graduated from the University of Florida, law degrees. Wife is a wonderful lady, my dad's physician when he was alive. But it was nothing to do with him not being here now. Just want to get that out. But
Disclaimer.
his wife's much, let's put it this way, his better half for sure. But Matt, I met him. He was a couple offices down. I started doing some real estate. We started doing quite a bit of transactions back and forth. He had his staff. We kind of he asked me, what should he get involved in the community? I told him definitely be involved with the chamber, Leadership Collier, all those groups. And before you know it, Matt knows more people in Naples than I do. So it's just, it's been a great friendship and been just a great time so far.
It has been.
Yeah, we got a lot more to go.
Well, I was just starting my practice here, and I knew really nobody. The people that I did get to know, I got to know from cold calling and taking the lunch. And we got a selfie over here.
Yeah,
inside.
a little selfie.
To cold calling and taking the lunch. And then, of course, I immersed myself with the Chamber of Commerce. I went to all the ribbon cuttings, became an ambassador, got involved with Leadership Collier.
Gain, was it?
Yeah, Growing Associates in Naples, which now it's considered associate leadership college.
Yeah, I think so,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's for the people that really don't know anybody or they're just too young to have established themselves yet. And I was, I was young. I'm only 43. This was 10 years ago. And I was perhaps one of even the older ones in that group. But going to all these businesses, doing the ribbon cuttings, that's one of the most valuable things that I did early on. And I got involved with the Legal Resources Committee at the Naples Board of Realtor. That got me in front of more people. And I took someone different to lunch almost every day for my first 3 months, solid. And then I just kept doing that. But Tim, I remember, bouncing ideas off you. You were the only one that was there after hours making phone calls. You come in and your deputy, you got your gun on your holster, and
always after work, done. I was there.
You were setting up for retirement. I mean, you were retiring from the sheriff's office in less than 5 years, I think, at that point, or about that, and you introduced me to quite a few people with the sheriff's department and gave me an opportunity to work on their real estate transactions. So I went from doing maybe 3 to 5 transactions a month, that end of that 2015 year, to the beginning, I was doing 15 to 20 a month in no time. Yeah. And then Tim's finally like, all right, I guess we could throw you a couple, Matt. I think I've got to know you good enough now. Oh, you know what you're doing? Okay, all right. So here, we can work together.
We got it. And then you opened up in Tampa. That was good with Dave, and then, all that stuff. So, so it's really just about networking and putting trust in somebody else that you trust that when you give a referral, it's going to be done correctly. So that was big for us at that time. Yeah, without a doubt. And then we've known each other obviously for that period of time, but we see each other out, and it's like anything else. Like, hey, when you get a chance, give me a call, and then we get back and we stay in touch, and then come full circle. All my friends now, and I know a lot of your friends, and it's just a great network.
Gone to a couple concerts together.
What concerts absolutely. Did you guys go to?
Went to a comedy show. We saw Jeff Dunham together.
Yeah,
that's the first one we saw.
And then we went to I think it was up in Fort Myers. It was a cover band for Stevie Nicks. Yeah, Stevie Nicks. That was really good.
It was really good. Yeah, they do a lot of good stuff there. After a while, my wife's like, stop getting tickets for stuff. Because every other weekend, I said, that's my jam. Live music, live shows.
Well, speaking of which, Gary from the Sugar Shack is rolling in. So
yeah, when I see Gary, I got to say hi. I hadn't seen him in a while. We actually did a couple closings for him. Yeah. At least one. Maybe it was a closing and a refi.
You've been to the Sugar Shack, I
haven't been there yet.
I haven't. That's your place.
That's your place. I mean, that was created for Matt Goodwin.
Sure, yeah.
That's like the perfect spot for you, and you haven't been up there?
No, I haven't, and don't say that out loud after Gary walks in.
No, we'll keep it.
Yeah. Getting out after hours has been tough. I've already signed
Morning,
up
sir.
So much.
Come on in. We're just talking about you.
Yeah, just getting.
What's up, Gary?
Bruce Rosenblatt, welcome back. If you ever need a senior housing expert on your show, let me know. Absolutely, Bruce. We'd love to have you on. Just get with myself or Pat Jira, and we'll get it all taken care of. And Gary from the Sugar Shack just rolled in. We're having a good show. And then we talked a little bit about it. Go ahead. You want to do?
Go ahead. Whatever. I was going to say we could talk about some slides that we have up with Matt, but go ahead, bring in the slide about.
Yeah, obviously we want to bring in a little bit of
play the drums.
Yeah, a little bit of.
I heard a rumor you play the drums. Maybe you could play at the Sugar Shack.
I got a story about that picture right there. That's not actually me.
That's AI.
Yeah, and the first time I posted it, so I fine-tuned it. I do own a lot of drums that look just like that.
A lot of makeup.
But no, that's all digital. That's all AI.
Both of them.
Yeah. So the way that
wait a minute, they're both AI?
No.
I was going to say that's really good.
Yeah. One on the left, I took at my studio with a self-timing camera and just was testing out.
It's a good pick.
Thank you.
I'll move it over a little bit.
Well, so I said, get me a picture on stage with percussion instruments in front of a large live audience. It took me a few to get one that actually resembled me.
Sure.
And there it is. I don't own a shirt like that. But I was like, holy crap. This is incredible how good it is.
It is amazing how the AI works.
And now you can actually do the avatars. And I think it was Facebook that created that photo.
Who's some of your favorite drummers of all time? And we want to hear from the people.
Tito Puente and Carter Buford from Dave Matthews Band. Those are the ones that really stand out to me.
Okay. And our audience too, comment below your favorite drummer of all time. So those are two that stand out for you.
Yeah.
Where would you rank? Go ahead.
Well, Tito Puente is the king of the timbales. He's incredible. It's a really hard instrument to play. It looks like just two tom-toms on a stand, and you can play the whole drum. You can play the side, the rim, the edge, the middle, just like you would on any drum. But it's a lot of fun, and it's hard. And then Carter Buford if you looked at his drum set from afar, I don't know how, you can't even count the drums he has unless you pause it, freeze freeze frame it. He just works that whole drum set. He's got this array of things. So he's like a machine. I don't know how he does it. And my son now is learning how to play the drums. We got a regular drum set at home in addition to the Latin.
Played Weezer at a talent show, right?
Yeah, I'll give a plug. Naples School of Rock. They have been doing great things. They asked him after doing private lessons for just a few weeks if he would join the house band. So now he's traveling with them and he's learning He's learned 3 different sets of songs.
Wow.
Yeah, they played at Paradise Coast. They played at gosh, of course I'm going to forget the name. South Street in Founders Square.
Okay, that's a good venue.
He's playing at Oak Ridge Middle School some event later this month, but next month I'll get you all the details. He's going to be playing the big set of they're doing British Invasion, so songs like The Who, things like that, and I think they got a couple Beatles songs in there, and then they're doing New Millennial, so a little bit newer generation type stuff.
That's pretty cool.
He's very inspiring. He's doing lead vocals on several songs, about 6 or 7 songs, and he's only 13. And he's playing the drums on a couple.
Got musical talent.
Yeah. Get to live a little vicariously through him now.
That's how
and I will say School of Rock is pretty awesome. They have one in Fort Myers that a good friend of mine's son was there until he was 18. I think he's
Well, the founder's son made it past. He got a golden ticket on American Idol.
Wow. He
got eliminated in that set that everybody else did, where unless you're playing an instrument and singing, it's really hard to succeed, I think, on those. Yeah, to make it to the top 5 or 10, I think you have to have a piano and a voice, a guitar and a voice. God help you. If you can play the drums and sing at the same time, then more power to you. But everything else, you got to have those 2 skills.
That's difficult, right? To be able to sing and play the drums.
It is.
What's harder? Sing,
I don't
drums,
think,
guitar?
Gary, what do you think? It's possible? No. The only guys that do it well, the ones that have the harmonica down here, the drums right here, the microphone here, and they're literally a one-man band.
Yeah. Most talented drummer, singer, Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Played drums and sang.
He's probably, I would say he would be, right there at the top.
You should put your own encyclopedia together.
Useless information.
Cindy Blackman. Did anybody know Cindy? Cindy Blackman married to Carlos Santana.
Ex-drummer from Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz.
So one of my goals, if anyone's listening and they know an in, is to play on stage with either Carlos Santana or Mark Anthony. Yeah. Because that kind of style of drumming I can keep up with. When I visited Cuba 2 years ago, I got to play in the Buena Vista Social Club, and it was legit. You know, in Cuba and in other Latin venues, they'll invite the audience on stage to come dance and walk around, go behind the stage, and they involve the whole audience. Well, I'm back there. They got these guys playing 3 brass instruments, and the drummer's he's not drumming at the moment. I kind of worked my way in there. Say, hey, is it okay now? And he let me, and this happens every time, but after they give me the control, they have to ask for it back.
Yeah, of course.
I'm never going to say, all right, I'm all set here, guys. You can have it back now. It's more like, hey, dale. Get up out of here, man.
You're not going to relinquish it.
That's right. That's right.
Once you
get
it,
we went to the Tropicana as well. I didn't get to play the drums there. They run a little bit more of a tight ship. That's where the mafia used to hang out in the 50s in Cuba. And then one side gig where same thing, you're going to this bar and they're serving food in the back and they got the drummers right in and it's just a big party. I used to do it in nightclubs where I would go up to the DJ who maybe if they had some, whether it was West Palm or Fort Lauderdale. Matter of fact, the first time I met Nancy, we were, for one of the first times I went out with her, I said, watch this, I'm going to go play those drums up there. This club had 100 to 200 people in it. And I walked over, and before I know it, I'm going like this, playing the drums, pointing out at her, and it was just such a high. I get such a high and a rush from doing that.
Of course you do. That's cool. Do you know that Rocky Patel has his own drums right at Burn, and he'll bring them out.
Really?
He'll sit on them. And
I didn't know they were his, but I had played those ones too. They're just a little out of tune.
Well, they probably are because
they don't get used. The heads are too loose on them, and
he comes in.
It's nothing like that crisp sound. I played on the cruise ships, and those guys run a tight ship too. They're like, listen, man, maybe.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to lose their job.
That's right.
What made you want to go visit Cuba?
Well, the Collier County Bar arranged a trip to Havana.
Wow.
And there was 35 of us, judges and lawyers and guests who non-lawyers. And out of all those people, I was the only one who could translate Spanish to the local vendors and the tiendas and stuff. And it was good to be able to know a little bit of Spanish because the people will come up and ask for, they'll beg you. There's a lot of beggars there. And you have to be able to manage them and tell them to go away. And eventually I had to do that for myself and a couple others too, in a nice way. You know, I say, ay, por favor, no me toca.
Got no money.
Yeah.
I roll into Colombia one time, and we're on this bus. We got like 15 of us. We're in Cartagena, and I get off. The Americans are here. Next thing I know, I got like 400 people on us, selling us sodas, drinks.
That dollar bill's dollar bill's
crazy.
worth a lot.
That was fun, though. But we had to like jump in the van and take off.
What's some of the things that stood out for you when you visited Cuba?
Well, visiting those music venues was absolutely incredible. It seemed a little surreal. There's a group called the Buena Vista Social Club that's a spinoff. They started from that with the Orishas. I think that's the name of the group. That's the name, maybe their name of their album. But it has so much deep history and roots. The other thing that stood out was we did rides in the classic cars. So I'm in a 1950 convertible driving down the street. And we also visited Hemingway's villa, which had a lot of history. And they close off certain parts, just like they would with any museum, to the public. But just to walk around on this site where Ernest Hemingway was his primary residence for years. Many people don't know that. Another thing that stood out was just getting some home-cooked meals by some of the locals. And I ventured out, whereas not everybody felt comfortable venturing out. But I think one thing that made me comfortable venturing out was our tour guide said, it's very safe here. She could have been lying, by the way. But I didn't realize that until after, where they're like, yeah, you might have gotten stabbed. Yeah. But apparently you're not allowed to have guns. There's no guns in Cuba. And that gives me peace of mind, knowing where I grew up, where you don't know if someone's going to pull a gun on you. And I don't think, any weapons. But they're protecting their tourists there, too. So I just felt safe. I got to immerse myself in the culture. And I actually bought a two-headed drum. I have it at my office now at one of the shops. And me and 3 other lawyers were at this restaurant one night. And there was this singer singing a cappella with the background music playing her drums. But there was no musicians, just a singer. I said, gosh, this would be so cool if I had my drum here. And I was halfway joking, but the 3 guys were like, that'd be awesome. Why don't you go get it? I was like, all right. I walked outside, couldn't find a ride, so I came back in. It's like, yeah, I changed my mind. I felt a little silly after the fact. The idea is always good at first, but then they're like, God, listen, dude, you have to go get it now. We were waiting. Fine. So I got a bicyclist to ride me back to the hotel. I got my drum, and I got a bicyclist to ride me back, and I'm playing under the table. After a while, the singer's looking over at us, and she's like, where's that music coming from? And so it really made it live. So those were the high points for sure.
It's pretty cool. You have a mojito down there?
Maybe. Yeah. Actually, yes, I did. There was one restaurant we went that they were known for that, and it was absolutely incredible. Just the right amount of everything.
I'm sure. And then Havana Club, which is like the original Cuban rum. And
it's Havana Club.
Havana Club, which Bacardi was a spinoff because it was outlaw in the U.S. So
Año Siete, Havana Club.
You ever have a Havana Club?
Havana Club?
Yeah.
No. I've never been.
No. Yeah, you got to say it like a Cuban.
I can't, so.
Yeah, sure you can.
That's the original.
I got just a little bit of,
just Cuban rum.
Words.
So one thing I did not do.
Busy. Why are you texting Patrick Dearborn right now? We got a live show.
I didn't. He wants me to put something on, and I said, he's got to put it
on the live.
Thing. Pat's got his own conversations because he's got.
I'm in the group text.
Yeah,
I see it.
Text, but no.
So this is like a vision board for me.
How is
this picture that you're? I don't know if that's still up on the screen.
How's your Spanish?
Está bueno.
Yeah.
Yo puedo hablar español cuando es
I
necesario.
always get shit all the time because the girls are always like, you need to learn Spanish. I go, you need to speak Spanish to me around the house because I said I would like to learn a little bit more. But when
Duolingo can help you, but there's nothing like going to a native speaking country and just talking to the locals because they'll respect you more than you might think. They're looking at you stupid.
Like
in America, we're really the only countries that look at people like they're stupid if they're not speaking English or good English. You go to other countries, they really respect it. Even if you screw it up, it's kind of like, think of the Spanish guy asking you for directions that you can make out what he's saying, but he's not speaking perfect grammar.
Yeah.
You're still it's the same thing over there, but more hospitable.
And what makes me mad is I like an accent, right? I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So when somebody at least tries and they, put an effort in, I can't even try. I mean, I'm like Google
speaking of trying, it's all practice, right? I put myself out on a limb a few years back. I did an interview in Spanish on one of those stations. Yeah, I can't remember.
Did I say that correctly, Tim?
And it was about real estate, and it was about using a real estate attorney. And they wanted me to buy ad space, so they said, "Come on in, we'll interview you." And I had a very attractive host, and so it was very, very intimidating because imagine you see them, they're speaking like perfect Spanish, and I'm like, okay, I practiced how to say access to a lawyer in Spanish. I practiced how to say, these things, but nothing like when you're on the spot, you don't want to, fumble. But I did it successfully.
You seem like you're a cool cucumber, so you don't fall under pressure.
Matt doesn't. He's not going to cave under pressure. We know that. But the thing is don't be afraid to try.
Don't be afraid.
When I go to Colombia, and you got to be careful, right? But I don't let that, worry me. My girls be like up in the Airbnb last time, and I'm like, I'll see you guys later. And they're like, well, who you gonna be? I'm like, I'm gonna be fine. Within 20 minutes, I know the bartenders, I know the waiters. I'm having a blast.
They know you before you know them.
Yeah, I'm taking selfies with them. And I'm doing just having a good time.
Yeah,
so
if you're scared,
you can't be afraid of it.
If you look for violence, you'll find it. If you're scared, you'll.
Important announcement: the mayor of Freedom Town, USA. D. Patrick Dearborn's in the house.
Oh,
good morning,
yeah,
Patrick.
What's up, Patrick?
I've only said it like 4 times today.
Pat Jira says, Pat Dearborn, we've got to kick the whole.
Speaking of Spanish, anyone ever call you Pat Hira or Hira?
Oh, Hira all the time. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, no, but he has some good comments on the group text. But Pat, good to have you on there, buddy. Good morning. Yeah,
got Gary from the Sugar Shack coming on next.
Gary
Pat.
from the Sugar Shack, just hanging tight.
I know Pat was there yesterday, right? Yeah.
That guy is everywhere. That guy is everywhere. Pat,
he makes the rounds. But appreciate having you on, man. Anything you want to plug, promote, shout out?
Well, we're always promoting ourselves, right? I mean, what I do is I do real estate transactions. We function like a title company in town. So when you're writing a contract, or if you want somebody to write a contract, we do a lot of for sale by owner transactions. So if you're buying or selling a property in Southwest Florida, you can call us, and we charge flat fees. We give you no nonsense. We're going to listen to you. We're going to take that initial call about the transaction, and we're not going to charge you for it. And we don't like to nickel and dime. So buying or selling, if you have a loved one who died, we handle the administration of the estate. And if you're planning for your death, we do that with wills and trusts and advanced directives.
So you can go to Costco, get a casket, and go see Matt, and you're good to go.
That's it, man. I keep saying this, and I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like in the studio by yourself when I did make it through the weekend, and I'm like, I should have got my trust signed. Can we do something verbally online and document it right now?
Oh, that's right.
We got to do that. We got to get that done.
Shoot, I almost didn't make it through this weekend, so I think you're in better shape. Interesting weekend.
Big shout outs to Dearborn again too.
Pat Dearborn.
But Matt is very. The thing about Matt is, and I'll tell you, as a good friend and as customers, clients, if you have a concern, I'm not saying he's going to answer the phone at 12 o'clock at night, but he'll reasonably get back with you very soon. Let you know, give you a rundown, tell you what's going on. I can't tell you how many experiences I've had like that. And he just,
Thank you, Tim. Yeah, my job is to keep a deal together that might otherwise fall apart and walk people off the ledge, because right now there's a lot of people on the ledge, and everybody gets buyer's remorse at some point in the transaction. We can help them sort of keep things together by remaining objective, looking at the facts and weighing the pros and cons to the situation, close or not to close, buy or not to buy, sell or not to sell, and we facilitate those conversations. That's right. We closed at least one, and I think we did a refinance after that, Gary. Yeah, that was where I met you about 8-9 years ago through our friend Jim Boatman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jim's a great guy.
Yeah, Jim Boatman's a good guy.
Yeah. One thing too is Pat's. I would love to play his song on here, but it'll give me a copyright strike. So make sure to go into Iradine. I have met him. He's a local guy from town. He's I guess came to Naples, has married his wife here, and just a great guy. But get on there, and he's big in Nashville right now. Yeah, big country guy. We'll try to get Jira to
don't do country.
jump on that stuff.
Well, thanks for having me on,
Appreciate
guys.
it,
Matt,
Always
thank you
a
so
pleasure.
much.
You
Appreciate you,
come
buddy.
through.
Always,
Thank you, brother.
always welcome. And
Gotta get you to the Sugar Shack.
Sugar Shack is the place
Gary
to go.
Mads have been to the Sugar Shack.
Yeah,
How
I
is
told
that
you not to
possible?
tell him. All right.
Yeah.
No, I was waiting for a personal invite.
I think he's realized you haven't been there, Matt. I don't think.
Yeah, he might have realized it.
Yeah, so we're having Gary up here. Jump on in, Gary, whenever you want. And then it's always good to see all these guys. Our studio's live today. We got a lot going on.
I didn't want a coffee. I'm good, Gary. Thanks, buddy.
He doesn't need it. He's already wound up today.
I'm not. I'm freaking.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Gary.
Yes, sir.
What's up,
You're
man?
tall.
Patrick, Tim. How
Hey,
you doing?
Tim Guerrette, always good to meet you.
Yes, sir.
I know I've seen you around. Let's go ahead and bring it back out. We got
My man, Gary.
another wonderful. Now, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Rudd.
It's
R-U-D-D.
Rudd. Yeah,
Rudd.
we didn't know exactly for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and put up. Got you a little bit of the name up there, the Sugar Shack, and wow, I got to go there about it's probably about a month ago, and I wasn't not only impressed with the Sugar Shack itself, but the food is amazing.
Right, the food.
I mean, how do you get give us a little background about you.
It was crazy. So I was working at Celebration Park for about 7 years.
Right.
And then I got tapped on the shoulder in December. And they're like, hey, we're doing this thing. It's happening quickly. What really happened, there was another group out of Brickyard Hollow out of Maine that was going to pull it all together and do all the operations and all the food and the whatever. They backed out. They were going to expand and do a bunch of things. So myself and Gordy Hinkey got tapped on the shoulder and said, hey, we need you to come take a look at this place. And at that time, it was about 90% done. And remember, this is in Bonita Springs. And so it's funny, we're going to get shirts made that say never in Bonita.
Right.
Because everybody's like, well, it's not going to work. It's in Bonita Springs. It's never going to work,
Yeah.
And so, we kind of did that and went in, and the town, the city, the people, everybody was so helpful and inviting. And so we jumped right in full speed and kind of joined with, Eddie Kopp started Sugar Shack about 11 years ago on his back deck. And so, it's music, guitars, acoustical. And so that's still going. Those are the sessions. So you got the Sugar Shack sessions. And they had built up.
That's a little bit like how does that work?
If you've never been, that's like such an intimate experience. They have these absolute unbelievable. It's the video production and the quality.
Yeah,
and so you're on the back deck,
yeah.
and they're doing these live sets, and the quality is just unbelievable. And so, that's where the real inspiration, everything started. And so it was in Bonita Springs. It was happening. So this guy, Kyle Moorhan, bought the property, and he went to Eddie and said, hey, we're going to build this huge musical venue in this beautiful place in Bonita. And so they got going on that about 3 years ago. So that kind of took 3 years and got about an acre of land and what you guys see today. So there's just a lot of things happening. And, again, everybody's always said, well, the county, the city, things are so tough to work with. We've had nothing but love and just complete.
Brings so much to that area.
It just kind of
changed the whole, it's
changed the whole dynamic. I mean, our vision and hope was to revive a city. And that was kind of going to be ground zero to help do that. And what we've seen is everybody comes out and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you for doing this for Bonita Springs. That's been the inspiration.
Changer.
That's been the game changer.
Yeah, you guys hosted a pretty cool event a couple of weeks ago. Byron Donald's
we did.
campaign
We hosted
kickoff.
that.
How'd that come about? I imagine. I'm going to take a guess. Maybe Jesse was
Jesse was a huge player in that. Jesse and Kyle were working on, and so if you can hear me,
tilt it just a little bit.
There we go.
Perfect.
If you can, Jesse had a lot to do with that, and so we were proud to host a sitting congressman, and so that happened quickly. I mean, within about a week, we went from, going to be open a regular Friday night to being able to host about 1,200 people
that were coming in there, and we were just blown away. It was unbelievable. People were coming out from Naples or coming out from all over.
Everywhere. Miami.
How'd you get there? What's going on?
I'll do you one better. I know Robert Foster came in from L.A. Michaela flew down from Atlanta. Eric Green drove over from Clewiston, talked to someone that came from Jacksonville. All over. Absolutely all over to come to that event. And it was pulled off really, really well. Even as busy it was, the service was still great. And just a great energy and really, really cool spot. I imagined other political events are probably going to be held there.
And then the safety and everything. It was funny. We met with the SWAT team commander and all the the sheriffs, and everybody was just so good and kind of mapping out Lee County.
Yeah. Go
Lee County Sheriff.
Just wonderful people. And then Rush was there, and so we just had a lot of people that were said this is how it's going to go, and then you got the event guy that says this is what to expect, and so we kind of walked through what was going to happen, and it was unbelievable.
It was really cool. Had some protesters there too. They
we did.
From Chicago.
They definitely were.
They were from Southwest Florida.
They started out way in the back, like some grandmas with signs and things, and then as it got closer, they got a little more intense and stuff. And so you're like, yeah, this is
good energy. I got to hand it to them. They stayed consistent and kept up the spewing the hate or whatever they were. But I guess when you're being paid $25 an hour from wherever, busting from wherever,
our partner went out and handed them all out waters and things, and so we were being polite with them.
Yeah, Pat Dearborn had fun with them. Shit,
yeah, he did. He was there. Of course, Patrick was there. Shout out to Patrick.
Yeah,
he's watching,
listening or watching.
Pat's watching.
How are you?
Yeah. We'll talk about that. Talk about that, Gary.
Talk about what every time he calls and wants a table when we got a 2-hour wait and he tries to sneak his way in.
No.
Yeah, they can do that too, but yeah.
Patrick? What?
Speaking of that, shout out to you for hooking
sliding you in
a couple of weeks ago. I really appreciate that.
It's
especially
funny
when you have kids. You know how kids
right? I know
it was a 4.5 hour wait.
Right,
literally a 4.5.
Everybody's
hour
in the same predicament though.
It's funny. I know. We house like 770 people. It's a huge place, but we only have 263 seats, and so I become everybody's best friend because they're, hey, by the way, I was thinking of coming up there with my family at exactly 6:30.
6:30.
And so, I make this joke. Everybody eats between 6:30 and 6:31 in Bonita Springs. And so literally between 6:30 and 6:31.
Well, no, when I was a manager at Outback in Miller, I was like, hey, can you get 8 of us in at 6:30 Friday night?
Friday night, 6:30.
Yeah, sure. That's no problem. It's only a 5-page waiting list. Yeah, we'll squeeze you right in. I could do 8:30. No, like 6:30. Even 6:35 is good. Man. Yeah.
It's funny. But so, we tried to do it for Bonita and everything. And so when people come in there for the very first time they've ever been, and they're just like, oh my gosh, because, you walked in there. And so it's real narrow in the beginning. Yeah. And so it's got all the merchandise and all the Sugar Shack, stuff there. And then you walk in, you go into this beautiful property, and it's like a spiritual place because it's got these century oak trees. It's got the 1941 engine repair shop. And so you're just like blown away. It's got the original tin roof. And so there was a lot. Kyle Moran and Rick Kennedy just put a lot of thought into the property and what it would and could look like for the people. Yeah. So that's really, and so you said talk about it. Our kitchen, our food were completely.
Food is really good.
Seed oil free completely.
Yeah, pizza was outstanding.
Shout out to like Gary Brecka and all those guys that are, so on this, that were so on it so long ago. And so that canola oil, there's no vegetable oil. There's absolutely nothing. So we cook in all beef tallow. We have home fresh, all of our dough and everything's homemade.
You didn't get me in, Pat.
What happened?
Patrick,
What's going on?
Loves Gary's hair. What else would we got?
You're doing this text. I can't see what's going on. I'm just watching here.
Can you see that right there, Gary, up there?
Sure.
Right there on the right.
There he is.
Yeah, there you go.
I see him.
All right, good. Favorite spot. What else?
Pat makes the introduction.
He was in the green room last night. We give him special VIP treatment. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He gets to go backstage.
He's the mayor of Freedom Town, so
he absolutely is.
He absolutely gets special treatment. Speaking of which, shout out to Steve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Steve was playing.
He's awesome.
He was Good Intentions band not only did they get to go in the
put
green
picture
room,
up. We gotta put the
not
picture
only
up.
They were
was-
playing. He's got good hair too. Where's he at? Got a picture of him.
Good hair, too.
yeah.
He brought.
Pat, text Steve where I tagged him. But,
They see there he is.
so not only did I get a tour of the green room, but Steve was nice enough to bring my daughter and her cousin on stage to play with them.
That's fantastic.
And then shout out to Zach, who good buddy Zach did the photography, shot that pic.
Yeah, that's great. He brought. I think we had the second busiest night we've ever had.
That night?
Oh, that night. It was
it was
absolutely
4.5 hour
packed.
wait.
4.5 hour wait again. You know, it's like the running joke. So we've actually been on a wait every single day since January 31st. We opened January 31st, and everybody's like, well, we're waiting for everything to calm down. I'm like, well, it has not calmed down.
And it probably won't for
great,
a while.
though. Great.
We're going to have music all summer long. Everybody's like, what are you going to do in the summer? We're going to have music 7 to 10 every single day, Monday through Sunday.
With some fans.
Yep.
Well, and you know what?
Fans,
the
yes.
way and like it was described, and I read through it. There's shade trees there, but people want that tropical feel. They like
They
it.
do.
It's going to be something that we're going to get through it, and I think it'll be fine.
And then Pat says we need Ira Dean performing live at Sugar Shack. But who do you guys want to see at Sugar Shack? I'm curious to see.
Yeah, make sure you put it in there.
Put it in the comments.
Oh, good. Yeah, we've got Rock Republic coming next Saturday.
They're awesome.
Unbelievable. And we make this joke, like if somebody's a 10 on any stage, if they play at Sugar Shack, they're a 12. There's a $2 million worth of acoustical setup. And I mean, you've seen it. It's all just kind of dialed in. And again, to the quality of the Sugar Shack guys and the original 6 that started out, Eddie and Dave and Arian and Justin and Spencer and Alex. And so, they do PGA Tour events. And so their quality is just unbelievable. I mean, just unbelievable. So
Pat's trolling you a little bit.
What's he saying?
Make his skinny
shorts great again. Can you see my legs? Jeez, what's going on? I thought this was like a radio. I thought this was like the radio. I just put some stuff on for him.
He said you got
get
great
off
hair.
from school. He makes comments all the time.
Pat says he's been VIP since '86. He's been VIP since Reagan was in office.
He has been VIP. Everywhere he goes, everywhere I see him to go, whether it's Rebecca's or the Maddox or Celebration Park or Sugar Shack, he's connected. He slides right in. And then Kara, don't forget about his beautiful partner. We got to throw Kara Heaslip.
And
I didn't see you at UFC
wife.
Saturday night with Byron and Brecca and Trump, though, Pat.
He said he was making. He donated his ticket. He was supposed to be there.
I know. I'm giving
no,
Pat a
it's
little
good.
bit of a hard time.
Yeah. It's such a good. And the thing about with us on this show is we rip on each other.
I guess
all the way through.
Man,
Gary,
cut his
that's what
feet
makes it
off.
good.
Cut his feet off. No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
No, yeah,
I'll
Pat,
run it
gotta
through
give
you
Pat a
before we
little
put
bit
it up.
Yeah,
Put it up.
Pat a hard time a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
Oh boy.
But yeah, so the Pat Dearborn horn. Anytime.
I've only mentioned in the comments because
He's on
we had a
there.
contest Friday. I couldn't go a whole show without mentioning Patrick
Yeah,
Gibbons.
Kara, and she
Kara
definitely is your team leader over there.
She's the looks of that team, as
Yeah.
we all know. She's much cuter than Patrick.
Someone's got to be out there selling houses because I don't see
Right?
Pat's doing everything but selling houses. So someone's got to move those units. Pat's too busy at political events
Oh,
and
my God.
UFC and
Yeah.
I can't keep up with Pat. I get up in the morning on a Sunday and I'm exhausted just looking at the places that Pat's been all weekend.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, Pat.
he's
Pat's
definitely
good, man.
mover and
That's good.
shaker. Yeah.
He says he's dying. Pat's dying. You're not gonna die.
He's always commenting
We'll
on my
sleep-
hair
we'll
and my.
sleep with Dad.
We started this. Well, we started this this journey, this physical, getting back in shape journey. And so we've been. I've been at Studio Fit for a year and a half. I lost 50 pounds.
Oh,
I gotta find something.
You got to go to see Zach at Studio Fit.
Yeah, I
he
need
will put
something.
you in shape, Tim.
I
Shout
need
out to
something,
Jeff
brother.
Delaney too.
Oh, my
Viva Weight Loss,
gosh.
one of our sponsors.
Oh,
We
yeah.
make sure we plug them.
We need
too.
to make sure to get them up. Matter of fact, while we're talking about that, we've got a few we've got to do.
Yeah, let's talk
real
about
quick.
TC Clinics.
Yeah,
Okay.
TC Clinics. We got them and Jeff Delaney over there. Wonderful
Yeah,
group. Yeah.
wonderful group,
Yeah.
wonderful facility.
Yeah.
Started a couple weeks ago.
And
Got
then-
in the gym this weekend, as Pat saw. While Pat's up, hobnobbing with soon-to-be Governor Donalds. I'm in the gym.
Yeah, so here's the deal with Pat Jira, and I'll throw Pat Dearborn
Shoulders
under
and
the
arms,
bus
too.
As well. While we can,
Throw us under the bus.
I work out a little bit, but every time you guys work out, You post it.
You know what it
you
is?
show it to everybody.
No.
That's accountability. That's not showing off. That's just accountability.
I don't post it on social media.
Yeah.
It's a group text that we
Right,
have.
Matt?
But honestly, it sounds silly, but what that motivates you to do, all right, I'm going to get my ass in the gym. I'm going to show you guys working out too. So it's more of a motivation. It really is.
I'm going to do that.
I don't post
No, it
myself
is.
working out on social media.
It really is.
No one wants to see that.
It's not a big ego thing. It's just
Yeah,
hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I know
Let's
I'm going to
go.
be here next week. That's kind of
We'll let you guys get away with it this time.
That's
but
what it is.
We'll see. We'll see. You know.
If it were easy, Tim Guerrette would be doing it.
That's
it ain't
true.
easy.
It's true. It's true. I would. Give me
Or as
the
Pat
easy
would
way.
say, if it were easy.
Yeah. So, and then you are a member.
Yeah.
Member TC
I
Clinics.
am.
member and a client.
Yeah, member
Member and a
client.
client and their sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then
Love
also,
Jeff Delaney Waste to Wellness podcast.
and then we are doing on our 30-day
Self-fit.
30-day little dose. We take one every day. I do feel good. And then get selffit.com.
Pat says Tim Guerette ain't been to a gym since 74.
I got to put it up there. Hey, Pat, look at this. I mean, this body.
He looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. He looks pretty good. He's got some.
I will say
He's got
Tim,
some arms.
I will say Tim knocked out 20 push-ups like it's nothing.
Yeah, we
but
can
right
do
now, Tim,
I'm in bad shape right now. I got to get back.
I'm challenging you. I want you on the pickleball court. You keep dodging me. So this week,
There ain't no dodging you. There ain't
This
no
week-
dodging you.
one-on-one pickleball.
I haven't played pickleball. Well,
You haven't seen the football field since
but
Nixon was in office. Yeah.
Listen, man. Listen.
Well, have
Whatever
fun
you
with
want to
it.
play, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
We're gonna do a cold plunge contest.
Ooh, love that.
in the
I've been
studio.
doing that. It's absolutely wonderful.
Really? That's
Oh,
the big thing. I know Pat
Wonderful.
swears by it. Blake swears by it.
I go
Me and
3
Tim
minutes.
Are not,
I go 3 minutes.
So I heard it. So I heard because someone wants to sponsor it, bring in the cold plunge in the studio, but they told me if someone stays in for more than 3 minutes, they could potentially die.
True.
So
you need to have somebody
we're a
that
little
knows what
bit
they're doing. That's a
scared.
true story.
That's the
We're a little
problem.
bit scared.
I got a little
'Cause
liability
you got
issue.
3
Pat
minutes.
And Blake are competitive. They're going to try
No,
to
you,
beat each
you
other.
don't go more than
and-
3. Worst case 4.
I mean, if he dies, he dies.
Have you ever done it?
Shrivel-a-thon.
I have not done it.
Okay, so here's
Have
what
you done
happens.
it, Matt? Yeah.
I've done it about 50 times.
2 minutes?
When you first get in,
I got a good attorney.
your body's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. So after about 7 to 9 seconds, you're doing everything you can to just stay in. And you got somebody there that's kind of talking you through it, and they're like, deep breaths, kind of deep breathing, and they're watching you. Then after about 30, 45 seconds, you're kind of settling in. And then after you get into 1 minute, minute and a half,
You're good.
you just feel like you're in heaven. And then you last all the way till 3 minutes. And what it does, it sends out an alert to the shock proteins. And of course, Gary Breck and everybody talk about it, but it's got, your body's basically sending shocks like, oh my gosh, survive. So it's like the number one fat burning thing you can do, period. And it sends out these proteins that are, and after about 3.5 minutes, you get out and your skin is like just golden, red, and you feel like for the rest of the day, you feel like $1 million.
Really?
I'm not
I
exaggerating.
think you just sold me.
I'm
might
not.
do it now.
It
You
is
just sold
absolutely.
me.
It is wonderful.
I want to go to heaven.
The great the great thing about Pat, you give him a little bit of a pep talk. And
Pat
he's all
Blake
in.
couldn't sell me on the cold
I'm
plunge. Gary
telling
just
you,
did.
it is wonderful. I mean, I went in it being a non-believer, like thinking, oh, this
You
is
need to get
just
in
a
the
bunch of hype.
You need to get.
You have or have not done it, Matt? Yeah. I've heard of the Dome. I haven't been yet.
Matt's
but,
got a sauna in his office.
Yes, you got to go hot and then go back cold. I actually went to Thrive IV's got that cryo stuff, and you put on the little gloves and the mittens. You go like in negative 167, and it's not one of our sponsors, but
No.
they're partnered with Sugar Shack. So
We will.
forget I mentioned Thrive IV on
Maybe we
Kathleen Lewis. We love you.
Maybe we get Sugar Shack as a sponsor.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be cool.
yeah. We got to do a
We're
live.
gonna
up at
do it.
Sugar
Yeah, we'll
Shack.
talk about
We get a
doing a
lot-
live
that
there.
would be
Yeah,
great.
and we want to do a
That'd be
food
great
review from there
opportunity.
too, especially the
Well,
pizza.
I will tell you the food review. I mean, your menu is. I was there late
wings
night.
are
Is
great,
amazing.
too.
We've
It's
got a
amazing.
chef from Guatemala, Chef Gus Chavez, and so we've got a lot of different foods and things. But again, it's probably the most untold secret is that we don't have any preservatives. We cook in all beef tallow. The funny story is about that beef tallow. The first weekend we were open, we bought all the broadliners, all the distributors completely out of beef tallow because nobody was carrying it.
Yeah.
In other words, U.S. Food, Cisco, all those guys were like, "Hey,
It's a
we
big
need
thing.
10 cases of beef." And it's, if you ever seen it, it's cooked. It's those huge blocks.
We used it at Outback. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to thaw it out in those blocks,
Mm-hmm.
and then you cook in it. And you know, the only negative, it doesn't last as long. Like for instance, we have homemade corn tortilla chips. And they don't last like 9 days. They last like 2 days. But, you know, it's because it's all fresh and there's no preservatives. And we got homemade, you know, guacamole and our pizzas from scratch. And wings are great, burgers and stuff. And so, you know, there's just a lot of things. We do grouper, we do specials, we do whatever. And everybody's like, oh, my gosh, the food is actually really good.
Yeah.
Well, I was in there late night. We were in there late night after the music, and we were thinking, okay, let's just grab something on the menu. And
Right.
before I knew it, I was like, whoa.
Good stuff.
What am I eating? Yeah.
Very
it's
affordable,
real
like
good. Yeah,
$18
very,
or whatever.
Very affordable.
Absolutely.
I was just
So-
super.
And you,
No cover charge, no time limits, really reasonable. Again, we wanted to do it for Bonita Springs. You know, wanted people to understand that music is like this spiritual thing. And so you come in and you've got music, you've got good food, you've got outdoors, you got trees, it's just really something to experience at Sugar Shack.
and then speaking of, I want to give a shout. You said your chef is from Guatemala.
Yes.
Our cooks at Outback, the best cooks we had were Guatemalan, the best people too. So shout out Maria, and I'm forgetting a lot of people, but basically 80% Guatemalan
Yes.
kitchen staff at Outback, and they're just phenomenal cooks and people. So
Absolutely. Very family
love
based.
that. Yeah, very family based. They will cook for us, and
Yep.
just always great attitude. So definitely shout out to all the Guatemalan people out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, they amazing and working hard in the kitchen,
Working
doing all
hard
that,
with a smile on their face.
and just whipping
You,
through it.
ask me
In most places, that's the
yeah.
case.
I didn't have a dish guy one night. They would jump behind dish to help out too. I mean, just amazing people.
It's great.
That's where I learned my Spanglish or Spanish.
I'm gonna whip through some of these comments we got.
Okay.
Meredith, Jeff
There's a lot
Sauce,
coming in on
YouTube.
YouTube today. For a lot of people are.
Yeah,
tuning
we
in
got
on
a
YouTube
bunch of
and just
YouTubers.
Facebook.
Meredith. Finally, like Maryland will be back as well. I love it. Love you guys too. And then I had Matt move over just a little bit so we can kind of get him on the second camera. Matt, he's our legal consultant, keeping us out of trouble.
Allegedly.
He's allegedly. We're keeping him out of trouble, but no, it's good.
Have we said anything that's going to get us in trouble yet?
Matt, we
Yeah,
all right,
I don't
Matt?
think.
Recording over here, we're taking the
Deposition.
Well, we did good.
We're talking about the cold plunge challenge. And Matt's face is like, we're gonna do a contest, see who's gonna go under first here.
Well, you're the one that said you can die if you go over 3 minutes.
No, well, someone wants to sponsor it, and they're talking about it, and they said, yeah, you got to be careful. If someone goes over 3 minutes, they could potentially die. And
Yes.
Tell
We do
Tim
not
that.
need
Tim's
that.
freaking out.
Now,
Yeah.
so
That'd
you
be
say
good for ratings, though, if someone died in the studio.
That's what we
That was,
need.
Depends on who it is.
That's on who it is. Yeah,
Just
we might
depends on who it is,
pay
yeah.
people to do this challenge.
Yeah. That's a good one.
But no, so when you go do it, like when do you start? Can you get to a point where you need to have somebody to watch you, or will you go
Every
out,
single
or
time I've had somebody that watches.
you got it right?
I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
I think
there's
Pat
no
goes
way.
dolo. I don't think Pat's got anyone watching
No,
him.
you have to have somebody watching.
Right, Pat? I mean, the videos I've seen, you look solo in there. Blake does solo at his house. I mean, Grant's at his house, but
And then the ones that I've been to, they have like that cycled water where they're cleaning it. If you just go into like one of those tanks with like 9 other people, that's a little different than just like getting a.
I agree with you. I agree.
You saw my look on your face.
Just
No, they
Yeah,
got
I
like
mean,
this.
just
I
not-
forget the name of it. I can't give a plug or something. There's a special one where it cleans the water as you do it.
okay.
when I go to a swimming pool, like when I'm a kid, used to do all the underwater,
Right.
not worry about anything. Now
Yeah.
I go to a swimming pool, I'm
You're
like,
like, oh my gosh, how many
that
times they
person
peed
that
in
I'm looking
here?
at over there was just in there.
Correct.
It could be a problem.
Yeah.
Would you go into a cold plunge after Pat Dearborn was in it?
I'm say that again.
Would you
Would you go into one?
Into one,
Especially if
Into
he was
a-
like
if
naked.
cold
or-
plunge
if he was naked or
After
something.
Pat Dearborn,
Yeah.
I would go after Pat Dearborn, yeah, but not just anyone. I mean, come on, I have standards. Let's not get crazy here.
I don't think I'd go in after Tim went in first.
Well-
look at you, Gary. We've known each other for a short period of time, but you already know about me.
Good job, Gary.
Yeah. There might not be any water left in there.
This is true.
Gary-
Might
might be
unplunge
yellow.
out.
Yeah, you guys are teaming up on
Yeah.
Tim.
We are.
Team Tim. I love it, though.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see here.
My mom's mom. We
said
don't understand. Check. My mom, she said she's going to work. Have a good day, everyone. But
We love.
In other words, yes, she's like, I'm not watching this
yeah,
anymore.
She said, "Pat, don't say anything anymore."
Yeah.
Shark,
You're not my son.
No, Shark is laughing. Got it. So yeah,
Morning,
so you would go in after Pat Dearborn.
I would go in after Pat Dearborn. Absolutely.
No filter.
I mean, raw. That sounds terrible.
No, that's how you got to do it. That's the only way I've been in them.
Sounds
You've got to
absolutely terrible.
be naked going in
I
there.
wouldn't go after Blake Becker though.
Blake?
Yeah,
you wouldn't?
I would not.
You would not? Okay. Blake, I know you're disappointed on
Yeah,
that.
no.
But so what do you have coming up? You said you have a lot of bands coming in over the summer.
We do.
How do you plan them, and how do you get, if you're a band, how do you get the opportunity?
You've got to go. You got to go online.
Talent scout?
So unfortunately, everybody that comes in and tries to hand me cards and things and stuff, I'm not the booker for the music.
Right. Too much.
What?
You got already enough going on.
I get still 7 to 10 a day, and they hand you their card, and they're like, you got to listen. And so and so there's thousands of people that are coming on. And here's the thing: in the summertime, when other places close down, like Stan's and Krabby Lake and all those places are closed, we have better bands in the summer at Sugar Shack that are happening now. So you go online through events or bookings at Sugar Shack Downtown or info at sugarshackdowntown.com. So again, that's sugarshackdowntown.com. So go through info at sugarshackdowntown.com. And the guys, there's Bryce and Eddie, and they go through and they start looking at all the different bands.
Yeah, I was wondering how you get it. Like, how do you go through them and say, yeah, not that one?
Honestly, there's some really good people, and then there's like Joe and his harmonica, that try to get on there, and so in his dog or something, so there's some really, really good, and so I guess the real answer is these guys, Eddie and the Sugar Shack guys, they know once you, it's kind of like that small circle. Once you're in that, kind of who's who or whatever. But here's the thing: they got people coming in from all over the country. People came in from Miami last weekend. We had somebody come in from Nashville, and so it's a real good blend of, different acts, different types of music, and then mostly local. And if somebody's playing like a big show, I think the theme was if somebody's playing in Tampa or down in Miami, that maybe on an off day, like a Monday or Tuesday, we have somebody like, you're like, holy crap. We were working on getting Travis Tritt onto the stage. It was not supposed to be mentioned. It's probably a bad place to mention this, but some people that are like, oh my gosh, and then just do a surprise.
Like a pop-up.
Like a little pop-up type deal.
Yeah.
And
You
so
ever
that's
think about having 50 Cent?
Well,
I think
we've
that would
thought
go
about
well
it, but he hasn't replied to any of my calls.
Okay.
So
I
it's
might
been a
put
good
a call
idea.
into him.
Yeah. Let's see if we can
Now, what about the Deplorables? Have you had them?
we
John
have not.
Paul.
I don't think we've had them
Okay,
yet.
I just tagged JP. He's in the Deplorables. That's a good band. That'd be a good band to have at the Sugar Shack.
Well, I love live music, so and especially in a venue like that.
Right.
I think the bands, and I think you guys are building your name to where, like, hey, we're playing at the Sugar Shack.
Correct.
So that's all changed
That's
and
a
flipped.
That's a big deal.
So
right
it's
now.
going to be a venue that I think is going to have a long run, and because it's real hard down here to have a business and live music and keep things going and play people. So that's going to be exciting.
We've had people that have been literally nervous to play on that stage. I mean, they get up there and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm never nervous, but I can't believe I've never seen it." We have a sound engineer and a production manager, and they're doing the lights, the fog, they're down the whole time while they're doing it. And so, in other words, it's like it's unbelievable. You're hearing it. There was, like I said, Rock Republic did this 10-minute version of Freebird. Wow. And it was, you had to stop what you're doing, and you almost got the chills up and down. Like you were like, what is happening right now? It's kind of bring you back. You get that feeling down your stomach. And it was just like, man, this is something happening right now.
Even to the folks and musicians that are playing it, it's got to be like, it's amazing.
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
And then I cleared this before with you if you want to talk about it on a personal level.
Sure.
You, like myself, are in recovery.
Yeah, I'm in recovery. I'm 14 and a half years sober. So
amazing.
It's been a journey with that. I about 14 and a half years ago, I was in a treatment center for about 6 weeks, and so alcohol and And then I got sober through AA and still sponsor a ton of guys. And I started doing treatment centers where I would go take meetings into there for about 7 years at North Carolina. And then down here, I sponsor a lot of people, men and women, and go to the David Lawrence Center. I know you've spoke there too. So, when you go in there and people are like on their, they're not doing so well, and being able to see them and say, give your experience and things and stuff. I love that part.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. And I was asked to speak kind of last minute on Tuesday, and you don't say no. I had to juggle my sharing time with my daughter, and but something you can't say no to, and it's hopefully maybe helps just one person in that room. Yeah. It's great, but also from a personal standpoint, it does probably more for me than
for sure
anyone in the room. So it's just an amazing experience. So yeah. Wanted to see if you wanted to share, and you were open about it. As a matter of fact, when I talked to you last week, you were flying back from North Carolina.
I was. I spoke for a couple hundred people at a 10-year anniversary meeting that we started. It was a crazy story. We started this meeting, and the pastor at the church was like, "Our church is going to impact the community," and we went and visited to start up a meeting there 10 years ago, and that meeting's still going strong 10 years later. It's called the Change Agents. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina, and so being able to go back there and see everybody, men and women, that have just helping other people, and then expanding out, helping other people, and still going into institutions and helping. It's almost like this, you have this ripple effect where it just is, it's really a cool thing.
Really cool. What was your rock bottom or your moment where you said, okay, enough's enough, I have to go into treatment? Were you able to do treatment one time and get it right?
I was able to do treatment one time. I went to this place called the Pavilion in Lake Lure, North Carolina. It's where they filmed Dirty Dancing. If you ever seen the movie Dirty Dancing, it's like that exact set.
In that movie.
He was dancing. He was
a stunt double for Patrick Swayze.
I was actually
that was back when he was in shape. He was fit then.
I was actually stunt double for Patrick Swayze.
Guy you may have heard of, Pat Swayze.
No, so I went there. It my bottom. It was just one of those. I was drinking morning, noon, and night. It was one of those things where I said I wouldn't do, and I'd always start. I'm just gonna have 2 beers. I'm gonna just have 2 Miller Lights, and then that's it. And then I'm gonna go home.
Oh, that's our intention, right? That's how we.
Next thing you know, it'd be 3 a.m, and I'd shut my phone off, and I'd lock myself in a hotel room because I didn't want to be around anybody, and it just went from 1 to 2 to the next. And on the outside, I've got a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a wife and some kids, and I just thought everything's fine, but on the inside I'm just I was in a spot. My head, my brain, everything was just not working. I was paranoid. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to. Of course, I'd try to see a therapist and didn't tell him the truth. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm fine. I don't drink.
I got this."
And so I'm fine. And so anyway, I went in there and I got this wonderful sponsor named Dixon, and so he kind of mentored me, and I kind of latched down to these guys that were just seemed to be living this new spiritual loving life and helping other people. And when you go into it with teaching people to teach, kind of that was the game changer for me, being able to, like you talked about earlier, like helping other people. It becomes the simplest form of helping somebody else one-on-one, not looking for something in return. So see you, Matt.
Hey, have a good day, Matt. Thank you.
So, here that was, 14 years ago. And I moved down here and just got connected in as well, and started. Like I said, the David Lawrence Center is a wonderful place, and I started going there every single Thursday, doing a meeting, and then from that came in guys that were just every once in a while you catch 1 or 2 guys that have that look in their eyes and they're ready to do something different, and so there's Chandler, there's Theo, there's Tyler, there's Veronica, there's some others that I won't totally say their names and say they know who they are, but been able to kind of help other people in this community that I've been able to help as well. So
Jeffrey,
yes, absolutely.
Big shout out to Jeffrey.
Yeah, and Pat went and spoke. You spoke last week, and
I was asked to speak for the first time Monday at our AA, and Tuesday got asked to speak at DLC.
That's
so
awesome.
It was an interesting couple days.
You text me after you spoke, and you're like, I think I found my calling. So kudos to you. As you can see, Chicopee Clark says you guys rock for sponsoring.
Even Blake said that you did better than I thought you would. Because I don't really share much in meetings, but
when you do it from the heart and from your experience, and it's real raw, it's real natural. If anybody watched the Masters coverage when Rory was talking about you know, he was nervous, and he had these feelings and stuff. And man, people can relate to that because it's not just this fluffy Facebook and Instagram, whatever, you know, and all this, everything's great. It's like, man, deep down, this guy's about to win the Masters, and he's like literally nervous. He can't feel his legs and his stomach and stuff.
It's real.
That's like, you know, people can relate to that. It's like, holy crap, that's how I feel. And so that's kind of how it is when that's how it was for me when I was like in this spot where I'm trying to put on the face like everything's fine, and deep down, I'm just like, man,
dying inside.
My whole family on my mom's side is just, you know, my dad, my whole life is watch out for your mom's genes. And so, you know, this whole time I'm kind of thinking, you know, something, I could be addicted to alcohol. And then, you know, next thing you know, it happened.
How old were you?
So I was 34. I'm 49. I'm 49 now. And so it got to the spot where I was going through the DTs. I was going through the withdrawals and the, you know, the bile and the sweating and the itchy legs and all that stuff. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that I had to keep drinking to kind of feel,
just to get through, get by,
just to get through and get by, and couldn't keep anything down. I had the dry heaves where I was, you know, every single morning I would have these, you know, I would like have the dry heaves every single morning, and you know, timing that up to where people don't see. In my mind, I'm thinking I have this big image of, you know, who I am and what's going on, and you know, really deep down, and it's just, you know, I
don't miss that, right? I mean, I was just talking about it with someone the other day, talking about how it used to be, and it's like, I mean, think about it, and I was like, oh, I can't believe doing that, felt like that,
right?
So.
And it's become that was before it was cool. Now it's cool to not drink. Like people don't, you know, I heard this comedian like, well, you know, people think, oh, why aren't you drinking? And you know, people, well, what's the matter? What's the matter? And so, you know, now it's like people are just healthy and they've got alternate mocktails. We sell a lot of waters, mocktails, things like that, different, you know, kratom, mitras, different stuff. And so people are, you know, more in tune with their body, I guess, than just kind of poison. I just saw, who was it? It was, I don't know if it was Rogan or somebody's just saying like he's done now too. But, you know, on that same note, it's 90%, theoretically, 90% of people still drink and can do it fine. Well, that's it's like
Tim kind of sometimes like, you know, doesn't necessarily maybe feel not comfortable drinking around me, but, you know, he kind of, but I said,
I always want to go, hey,
Tim,
man, is it all right if I have a drink?
Tim, you can have 2 drinks and you're fine and you go home. I have 2 drinks. I'm looking to get this and then that. Then I'm up for 3 days. So, you know,
it's different.
We're cut differently, you know?
Cut differently. I think, like I said, 90% of people are totally fine. And, man, I don't feel uncomfortable when anybody else is. In fact, I feel more comfortable when people do what they're normally going to do. Yeah. In other words, it's awkward. That, hey, you sure I'm done? You sure I'm done? You sure I'm going to do it? Like,
I hate when
drink. Like if you're gonna drink, this damn drink. You're not bothering me as much as you think you're bothering me.
You're making
it more awkward when you keep asking me 94 times if it's fine. If I'm fine. Like just do your thing.
I think it's tough for for friends, and then they want to make sure that, hey, do you know?
True.
And I do ask because I honestly, you know, my law enforcement career, you know, long time, over 30 years doing that. And our buddies drink. No, I'm not trying to say they don't, but being around, and I've kind of surrounded myself with some really great people that are in AA, and you know, I don't have the urges or anything like that. If I can either drink iced tea or drink alcohol. I enjoy having a couple drinks and, you know, having a good time, but I always want to be considerate of other people. But like you said, now, and he's told me, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So I don't make a big deal. You know, so that's one of those things. Couple people,
and we
Kevin
like when Tim has one drink.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, Kevin.
Yeah. So
shout out Kevin.
Yeah. So like, the one cool thing I will say is having people like you explain this means a lot. As you can see, Chicopee says, "Hey, thank you so much for explaining it and getting the word out and giving encouragement." And I think just surrounding yourself with wonderful people, I think is the most important thing.
That's the key, doing the thing and having good, positive people around you and giving back service work. And yeah, absolutely. Do you want to throw up a slide real quick? Or I guess we're kind of.
Yeah, we got a little slide. We got the
Sugar Shack.
We got the April.
There you go. You got the lineup.
Let's put that up
calendar.
Yeah, April
so
calendar.
We got you know, it's every single day we got music, and then on Saturdays and Sundays it's 1 to 4, 7 to 10, and so you know, everybody's like, well, when do you have music? Well, every single day. And so we're open 11 a.m. till midnight, Monday through Sunday. And so, you know, if you come, please do come between 6:30 and 6:31, but understand that if you walk in at exactly that time, there's going to be a long wait. Right now, we don't do reservations, but
Potentially be 4.5 hours.
get there a little early, have your whole party there. We had to learn that experience. I was like, well, why don't you do it this way? Well, we've tried it every way. Somebody came in, tried to hold one table down for 14 people. The server, that's her section, and for 3 hours, she's like, what's going on? I got this thing on my table.
Makes it real tough.
So anyway, just trying to talk that out for people that aren't in the industry to kind of get a better understanding. But again, the whole space, we seat 770. It's the standing room only. If you're a friend of a friend, you can kind of text me. I've got a lot of friends lately.
A lot of friends.
But no, we really appreciate you coming on. You have done one. I forgot to mention, and I want you to come on and talk about what this has done to Bonita Springs.
Exactly.
Well.
I mean, it's done a lot for
so
Bonita.
much.
Shout out Jesse for
Jesse's been wonderful. The town, the city. If you ever try to take a left on 41, people will let you come out and take a left because people are so nice in that town.
Yeah,
they're so wonderful. The city, the town, the people. It's been.
I don't know if you're aware, but that used to be gangster heaven.
I've heard. I've only lived here 8 years, but people have said.
I used to work crimes up there. And,
okay.
If
you look now, people are just, they're thrilled. That 1 out of every 2 people walk in and said, thank you for doing this for Benn Springs.
We love it. Thank you so much. We're getting ready to wrap it up. This has been a great show. All the way to 10. I'm going to bring it up. And what we do here is just, I'm going to drop this out. Point at the camera, and we are